with you between the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine. When funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way. A bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take you back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
Yeah,
We're live.
And boy, am I glad you got that 1 second countdown. That
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm West. This guy's Dave. This guy's Matt. And it's a good thing our mics weren't live about 5 seconds ago.
We're talking about controversial things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Matt back there. There's Matt.
David.
That's my finger at his head right there.
Right there.
There he goes. There's Matt.
So, David, how you been?
Okay. So I'm doing all right because about 15 seconds before the show started, I realized that I was not prepared and had done nothing to be prepared for aforementioned show. We like doing the invites and all that fun jazz. So we're just going to go through here, do a handful of them, then I'll look back up and carry on. So you are drinking what?
Your office looks terrible, David.
Oh, so, well, all right. Whoever got invited, got invited. last week we talked before the show. Wes was like, "Hey, if you moved your camera back there, you'd have a better shot of the room, with all the stuff, because all we get to see is like the corner of one of the guitars and a gray wall. While the room may look cool,
nobody got to see it. Yeah,
we get a gray wall in the corner of it. Nobody got to see it. So about 5 minutes before the show, maybe 10 minutes before the show last week, I was like, man, I could reset this thing real quick. And Wes talked me out of it very smartly because, something would have went wrong.
Goes wrong.
Yeah. So today I set the room up and I had the camera actually further back up against that wall and then brought it in, got all the, we got the light set where it, makes me look as pretty as I guess I can be. And I think it turned out pretty well.
You got a cool looking office. I like it.
I think it turned out good.
Got the leather chairs, got the guitars back there. It looks good.
I think it's a poor color choice.
Yeah, you can see that there. It actually in the image here as I'm looking, it doesn't show as well on camera as it is. It's actually a little darker than what it shows on camera. And I got a new
the camera looks great, by the way. The camera looks really great. Laura Lines Black says, hello, guys. And Matt Hamlin says he missed us. Yeah. Matt, we missed you too, buddy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we missed you too, man.
Lord, I have missed you guys.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's all Matt. It's all Matt. Oh, wait a minute. There was a specific person yesterday, or maybe this morning. She told me to make sure she did not forget the podcast tonight. So I
Matt's getting all excited for Kim.
Hi, Mrs. Black.
Yeah. Kim. Nope, wrong Kim. Well, that Kim got an invite.
Why not?
And Kirsten.
Kim Jong-un. She's kind of cool. They'll all be watching.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Dennis. So
Kim Jong-un watch the show.
I had. Oh, absolutely. We're his favorite. So I had to pass up an opportunity come next week because my day job, which is turning into a bit of a night job next week, I got some dinner meetings I got to deal on Thursday over in Pittsburgh. Well, the kickoff for Oktoberfest in Columbus kicks off on Thursday. And they invited me to come over and tap the keg to kick off Oktoberfest. And I cannot tell you how, A, honored I am that they were going to let me do this, and B, absolutely
you're going to have to miss it, David.
That I have to go to work, that I'm going to have to miss it because I'm going to be out. I'm going to be over in Pittsburgh. I'm just a couple hours away.
Man, priorities.
I'm like, man, can I wrap
Are your priorities that jacked up that you can't make it for Oktoberfest?
They just invited the guy who would spend the most.
That is not true. I wouldn't have to spend a thing. I'm tapping the keg, man. I tap the keg. They hand me a beer.
Over the years, you've probably spent enough to buy a small village in some country.
It's true. I've been out with you, David. And yeah, Matt, this is the guy. Matt
Kim.
Hamlin. This is the guy on the couch.
Yes.
Matt Harmon.
Yep, I'm Matt Harmon. Matt Harmon here.
Harmon Hamlin. There we go.
Couple Matts.
Well, I really like Hamlin.
Couple Matts. Two Matts don't make it right.
It's a great last name. Speaking of which, we got to have you on the show sometime, Matt, to talk about your business. So, not you.
Yes, I don't have a business. So I do, but it's about to take off.
You're right on the edge.
Yeah, baloney.
Sure. I learned today.
Baloney.
Is this your
call him baloney? Call him baloney. All right.
Fly me to the moon.
Video, like in movies, they will shoot a scene, right? Like I always thought, like they shot part of the scene, stopped it, put the guys in, then shot a couple frames of that, and then they pulled their guns, shot each other. Then they went back and shot the scene. They don't. They shoot the whole background scene, right? And then they start putting people in the scene. They insert them in. So they'll do separate filmings, and then take those little clips and put them in the main part of the film.
Yeah,
dude, that's amazing.
The stuff they do with technology now.
That's amazing. We're gonna be doing that next week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. Done. Invites are done. I'm out. I'm done. I've done my job for the podcast. I'm gonna sit back and drink and listen to you guys now.
I sit there and I go, oh my God, these fries make me want to barf. And then I say something insensitive. I can clip that out and put in another section that says something less insensitive.
Well, there's AI now that can write the thing for you, emulate your voice, and speak actual correct words in your own voice.
Oh, for shame. Shame.
That's a real thing now.
Shame.
Just get AI to do it all for you.
Shame on you. I'm not going to use AI.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually,
I thought you were
I know he
for a
is.
second.
I know he is.
I thought your brain was getting a little bubbly.
Yeah.
But no, I mean seriously, that's so cool. They can do that.
Yeah.
It's like, say an actor accidentally shoots 2 people on set, right? You could cut
Dude.
that out.
Cut it
wouldn't
out.
have to be in there.
Cut it out. You and your guns. Yeah, I get it. Cut it out.
Oh, you're saying cut it out?
Get it?
Oh, don't get us sued, man. Don't get us
He
sued.
said cut it out. He said they
Okay,
can cut it out. I said cut it out. I was trying to do a dad joke that failed. So speaking of AI that can actually insert all the stuff for you, though, did you guys hear the news about Zoom's new terms of service?
No.
Zoom, they changed their terms of
No.
service to where now everything that you stream on Zoom, whether it's for corporate use or personal use, they now own all of the audio, all of the video, all of the personal likenesses, and all of the voice engrams. They own all of it, and they can do anything they want with all of it, according to their new terms of service. So be careful using
Yeah.
Zoom.
Mass exodus from business Zoom now. That's just simple. I mean, I don't use. use Zoom for
most
business,
companies
so-
are on Teams right now anyway.
Am I allowed to say the F word on air?
Why
Yeah.
not?
Fuck them.
Right, exactly. I know. Well, here's the response. So they caught a lot of heat. Here's the response. We're not going to do anything bad with it. We promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
yeah,
literally
yeah,
their response.
yes.
We promise. We
I'm
promise.
not doing something
Yeah.
bad with it when you know I'm going to do something bad with it.
We
pinky
pinky
swear. Yeah.
promise that we won't do anything bad ever.
Yeah.
Just because we can.
Yeah, they're not selling your voice to voice recognition softwares, and all that data from the video stream is for
Right,
facial
just
recognition.
because
Yeah,
we
they're not doing. They're not
can
going to
doesn't
do
mean
any
we
of that.
Eventually will.
All posts everywhere. This needs to go out to everybody.
Yeah, nobody's talking about it. Because if
Everybody
you
needs
talk
to know
about it,
about
here's the problem. If you talk about it, you're now a conspiracy theorist.
Well, everybody already knows.
Yeah, I'm all right with being a conspiracy theorist. Give me my tinfoil. Give me my tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil. You got to say foil like that.
Size extra large, and yeah, aliens.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it's
not.
aliens.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's aliens. I'm not saying that we're ran by lizard
I
people,
can honestly say that
but yeah,
Right.
lizard people.
they are dicks. They're dicks. You know what? There's no good. Don't be a dick. They're dicks.
Hey,
So Zoom, you're welcome.
man, he's really
that
got him.
got
He's
Matt
really,
fired up.
that really got him going.
Not a fan of
Yeah.
that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. So go on Zoom.
White
in terms of
left
service.
reveal comments.
So hey, before we go too far into this, I want to do a shout.
Hey, Jane.
A shout out
Yes, I want to do a shout out
to.
my writing professor.
Is he watching?
No, she.
She-
Don't be
is she?
sexist. Dr. Wendy.
It's the
Christmas.
21st century. It can be fluid.
You know
Person can go back
all
and
the
forth.
crap I've gotten at that school that I'm going to.
I'm
right?
joking. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so today,
Be
in this,
careful.
Writing class, she has us all like networking, and I already know most of the people that she has me networking with. But either way, so she has compiled this list of concerns that the students in that class have because we had to write out these concerns. You clearly saw mine. My knee. That's where everybody else is like this right, that right. All these different rights and being. And she said, I want to tell you something before we get too far. She said, Matt Harmon here and I are about the same age. We're a year difference. She said, all these concerns you have, we paved the way for you to have those concerns.
Sure.
She said, we paved the way so that you could take over the concerns that we have. We have made so much progress, and nobody ever talks about that.
Yeah.
She says, now what will happen is we're kind of coming on the end of our fight. You guys are going to take over, and you're going to make some small changes. She didn't say big
You are
changes.
very old.
She said small changes. And then she said something to the effect of, and then when you're in your 50s, you can look at a crowd of young people and say, we paved the way for you.
Get off my lawn.
You can pick up the fight.
I mean,
Because there's still things that need to be done.
well, I mean, literally everybody's built on everybody's achievements is built on the
Exactly.
achievements that came
Exactly.
before them.
But for the first time, I had a professor stand up in front of everybody and build me up.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
And
Good
that's
for her.
cool.
I like that.
So that's what I'm shouting out.
Yeah.
It wasn't even the words. It was the fact that she stood up and built me up
Good.
in front of that class.
She seems awesome.
Yeah.
What class is this?
It's
He doesn't remember.
persuasive writing. Persuasive.
She hot?
It sounds very persuasive.
It's going to be a neat. I mean, she's such a good teacher.
Ask her if you're allowed to use ChatGPT.
No, she has been very clear. if you use it for like a citation or idea generator or something, you have to cite it.
Yeah, do not use ChatGPT as a citation device because it'll just make shit up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I got into an argument the other day with ChatGPT. It was actually quite fun.
But
You-
she
you
said
get
she
an-
does
so-
that. She sits and argues with
so-
it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what you do. I mean, it's what you do.
What was your
I
argument
mean,
with
it's
ChatGPT?
I'm not going to go into it's too political, but the core was the core around it was, whoever does the program, your source material,
Mhm.
they weight material on percentage, material from this source that complies with this and goes here.
Yeah.
You weight it higher than sources that say the exact opposite of that over there. You discount that stuff. So
Oh, yeah, it's very biased.
it is literally programmed for confirmation bias. So, okay.
And
go
did it
for
say
it.
that it was not?
Oh, yes. It's like, oh, no, I use it. Yeah. No. You can't be anything other than that. You're a computer. You
That's
can
literally all it can be.
You don't laugh at your jokes. It just runs program. And I actually bought Short Circuit the other day and rewatched it. It was a great movie.
Johnny 5 is alive.
Johnny 5. It was great movie.
And how
Great
has
movie.
somebody come up with it with a chatbot named Johnny 5?
Yeah, Johnny
like
5.
that should totally be a
Yeah.
thing.
That should be a
OpenAI
thing.
If OpenAI was even remotely as smart as they think they are, they should have called ChatGPT Johnny 5.
Or how?
Leave it as ChatGPT, but you license it out for your chatbot on individual websites as Johnny 5. That way you
There you
have
go.
the same experience across multiple different platforms. I go from this website to this website to this website, and I get to talk to Johnny 5 in all of them. So the personality, and again, because I'm the user logged in, it knows my contacts. It knows what I want to do. And it can build its database around it.
Yeah.
Again, using the source material it has. So there's advantages there you could have with it that they should absolutely be licensing out, because these individual chatbots on websites, oh my Lord.
Most of them are terrible. And OpenAI does actually do that. They have an open API that you can access for, you have to buy tokens for
Tokens.
usage tokens. But but
If
was
any of my
actually just reading
customers are
something.
watching, they know why I'm laughing.
But I was just reading something that said OpenAI is pulling down about $80 million a month.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is free.
Well, the version that
Some of it.
cheapos like you use is
Why
free.
would anybody pay for it?
It actually has a lot of
'Cause
functions. It has
other
a
stuff
lot of
is-
functions.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff up there too.
Somebody needs to give me their password and username.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into like all the different ways that you can use it, but you can use it
Yeah.
for coding. You can use it for an actual chatbot on your website. You can use it for a lot of functionality.
Yeah. Plus it's a massive aggregate of data.
Yeah. What?
If you're lonely, you can just program it to talk to you.
Well, that is
You
actually
can
one
do
of the
that.
uses.
It's actually
That is one of the uses.
not a bad use, because there are a lot of lonely people out there who really are better off not leaving the house.
Are you speaking from experience?
All right.
No, I'm
I really feel bad for you. Do I need to call
So-
your wife
trying
and
to get people to stay home.
yeah? Well, that's
There's
true.
a lot of traffic.
More people should stay home. What is your problem, people? Come on,
Wait, what? Oh my God, no.
people.
Yes, when I'm out on the road, you should not be on the road. I hate driving with people, especially. I mean, I live in New York. These people can not drive. I mean, they can't.
Yeah, big city
They
New York
can't.
guy there can't even go out on the road.
I don't
because
live anywhere near
he
the
has to
city.
stay
What are you
home with
talking
his
about?
wine cellar and his monocle collection. But here's the thing.
John, wait, I don't even know if I invited John on here. I got to make sure we got John.
But here's,
John was here and confirmed there are no wine cellars and no monocles.
but
None.
Like, John's going to tell us the truth.
yeah, John's not going to tell us the truth. Come on, man. Let's be serious.
They're like, hey, don't tell anybody about the monocles. Oh, okay.
Don't shit anybody about your money. Dude, bro, straight up. If I have monocles, I'm wearing it.
I know.
You're going to know.
I hope that
There's
like when I
there's-
get old and need
there's-
glasses, only one of my eyes goes bad because I want to wear a monocle.
You know what I think?
I-
I would really enjoy wearing a cape.
Capes
A
should
monocle
come
and a
back.
cape.
It bothers me that
All right.
nobody wears capes.
All right.
You should.
All
bring it
right.
back.
So we were talking before the show about going to the lodge meeting. If we do that, we should all wear capes and monocles and just be outlandish, outrageous.
Actually, I do like your original idea. We should get lederhosen and wear lederhosen,
Lederhosen.
and then leave immediately after the thing that we got to do.
And wear a cape.
Yeah.
with the later-
Well, I don't have to do anything. I might just go start drinking. I don't know what you guys talking about.
I could wear,
You're like, I've got to do this.
Well,
I don't have
he asked
crap.
for support, so
I could wear the dress.
I support you. I support you. Prost.
so
You know, my boobs are big enough. I think I could pull it off.
you got to push that.
Yeah, I get something
you
to
gotta
push,
push up.
Yeah.
I don't like where the show's going. But
John, something's went way wrong.
Speaking of people who would prefer to
Anna.
stay home and probably should stay home, you actually sent a pretty interesting news article here, David.
So we've got a few news articles that we could go into. One of them is the BlackRock, which I think is possibly pushing on too political. So if we want to sans that one,
so I didn't.
Yeah, if we want to sans that one, that one's fine. The BlackRock thing is major news. What is even more major news is following behind them, Vanguard followed suit.
Well, explain what you're talking about. See, now we have to talk about it. Hang on.
So these we're gonna break it down to we're gonna try to strip as much politics out of as possible. Two of the absolute largest investment groups in the world, BlackRock and Vanguard, are no longer taking orders from certain people that say, hey, I only want investments that do this kind of social work and that kind of social work, or this kind of thing or that kind of thing, or this kind of an agenda or that kind of an agenda, whether it be to the right, to the left, doesn't matter. They're restricting those because, again, it's damaging the
right.
brand.
So basically what happens is in large publicly traded organizations, shareholders are allowed to tell the company what to do to a certain degree. They can say, hey, company, you should do this initiative, or you should look at this, undertaking this thing. And what you're saying is that Vanguard and BlackRock are now saying, hey, shareholders, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. We have our own agenda. We're going to do our own thing. Yeah. And,
the agenda now is the agenda went back to let's make money. Let's stop making all of these political statements. But again, whether you're one side or the other.
I think you said it backwards.
Possibly.
The shareholders said stop doing all of that political stuff and start making money.
Who said that?
Yeah.
I was talking to ChatGPT.
The shareholders of Vanguard and BlackRock.
Oh my gosh, that's huge.
The shareholders said, hey, well, they've been saying this. They've been saying, hey, stop with all the political stuff. We want to keep making money.
I heard they were saying the opposite.
However, the leadership said, no, we're gonna keep going with the political stuff. And now they're apparently only supporting about 2% of shareholder resolutions. Which is virtually nothing.
Yeah. So
no,
the people.
Bad news.
It's not
because
good
because they're not listening to the shareholders.
It's not good.
They're not interested in making money.
Oh,
you are what this is going to lead to, especially in this year, as we have over this next 12 months. The political spectrum, that part of the world is gonna be a lot of turmoil. Markets don't like that anyway. Markets don't like unknown. So
here's my biggest problem.
Already going to be issue. The thing that's going to happen now is we're going to have right now there is a massive opening in the investment banking market.
Yeah.
To clean house. Absolutely clean house. If I win one of these big ass lotteries, I'm taking every dime I have. I'm putting it into an investment banking group, and this is why I will just soak BlackRock and Vanguard and.
Right. So
I don't have the capital to start it, but damn.
So I'm not getting political. I'm not going to say what way they should go or not. But
we don't care.
Organizations
are ignoring their shareholders,
whose sole purpose is the fiduciary responsibility to make money for their shareholders.
That's Matt Harmon's favorite word, by the way.
They say, hey, I'm not interested in you making money. I'm interested in pushing this political agenda. So we're going to do that instead. That's a big problem. That's a really big problem because Vanguard and BlackRock control most people's money.
A lot.
I don't have the exact numbers. I didn't.
Oh yeah, it is insane.
They're huge. They're massive.
It is insane. Those two.
They basically run the world.
More or less between those two, anything they want done can get done. Now, if there were an alternative out there, I don't know if
there are alternatives.
Actually, Elon, I know you watch the show all the time.
That's right.
So, you have an opportunity right here to take a massive hit or sustain or put a massive hit on Vanguard and BlackRock.
Well, there are actually alternatives. Here's what you got to do: you take all your money out of BlackRock and Vanguard,
put it in a mattress,
put it all into Dogecoin. Because that's worked out really well for David and I.
Yeah. Hey, I got the hell out of Dogecoin. You're still there. I'm out.
It's going to the moon.
Going to the moon.
I don't like the word
Doge?
It is fun to say. Now, we do have another one that West and I we absolutely disagree on this next one. about the return to the office mandates, right?
Oh, I was going to put up the quality beef.
I'm going to take.
So if you guys, if you're on my daily hit list of just me sending random crap to, there is no unsubscribe button. I am going to continue to do so, and I do send some random, really random stuff out there. So right here, Amazon CEO Andy Jazzhands. Brutal message. I love that. Brutal message to remote workers who are refusing to come back to the office. It's probably not going to work out for you. And I believe the words he says, there's probably not room for you on the payroll.
Yeah. So
I love it. Let's dig into it.
That's what he said. Are you not listening?
Yeah, I am listening. But you're being conductive. Or no, that's not a word.
That's not that is a word, but
well, conductive is a word
in this case.
You're being you're talking in code.
You're being potassium conductive. So I'm just making up words. So basically he said for those who don't want to come back to the office but want to remain employed with Amazon, it's not going to work out for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's what he's saying.
Get
I thought you said you agree
your
with me.
ass back to the office.
No, not when it's
So
I think working remotely is the best thing ever. I think everybody should get on Zoom right now and conduct all of the business meetings on Zoom.
I'm telling you, working remotely will lead to the end of civilization. Donkeys and llamas will be mating.
What?
That's the end result of working from home.
No.
Donkey llama.
Dude, if you're going to try to go that way, you have to directly quote Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
If you're not going to directly quote Ghostbusters, dogs and cats living together. I mean, if you're not going to do it, then just don't even try.
All right, no, because here's the thing: most of this generation have never seen that line, and you just blew my comedy thing. I thought I could.
Hey, Marsha.
See,
nah, you caught me.
See, I know. We just figured out why your stand-up career never took off.
That's it.
Yeah.
But so basically, if you work for Amazon and you want to work from home, it's not going to work out so well for you. I'm personally a big fan of remote working. I know you're not. And hey, David, you got some buddies there in the office.
Hold on a second. We got to take this off the other screen here. I'd like for them to give me a warning that they were going to do that.
Oh, okay. Come back, whoever you are.
Yeah. Come on.
Who was it?
Well, I think he had
we don't
some,
know. So John Calendar's watching now. That's good.
He had some buddies join the background there.
All right. So we got some people in the background here. We'll just let them get in the background.
Okay.
Go have a seat or whatever.
This is
yeah. One's Penny. One's Kira.
Okay. Hello.
At this point, I can't. Okay, this is Kira. That's Penny.
Penny has a friend.
A blue
Penny has
friend.
a friend.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm so
That's
happy.
a great dance. Is there music that should be going along with this dance?
I don't know. I have no idea what's happening.
They're marching to the beat of their own drum. It's great.
They absolutely
You should keep
are.
there the whole show.
No, I'm gonna go with no. I was already getting frustrated with them out here doing cartwheels and stuff in the living room. Thank you.
Hey, tell those hooligans it's a school night. They should be in bed.
What do you do? She forgot her mini sombrero.
Well, sure. You can't.
As you do.
Can't have a dance party without a sombrero. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. That was interesting. Okay.
Maybe that was what happens when too many people work from home for too long.
That's what happens when too many people work from home for too long. Working from home is I'm with Matt. I'm with the guy on the couch. I'm with the man on the donkey over there.
You think productivity's gone down?
Productivity goes down.
There are certain people who can work from home.
Interaction goes down. Social interaction goes down. Collaboration goes down. I get it. Well, we've got all these tools to do some collaboration. No, you don't. That's not collaboration. Getting on a freaking Teams meeting is not a collaboration.
I think I was more
productive.
Work. I think I was more productive working from home because here's the thing.
Name 5 of your coworkers.
Current coworkers?
Yeah, and what do they like? What's their favorite drinks? Do they drink coffee?
Yeah.
My current coworkers are me, myself, and I, because I am the CEO and employee of my own company.
Oh, that's weak.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's a whole other show.
That's a whole different
show.
Whole different thing.
That's a whole
But
other
yes,
show. Which actually we should have made the agenda for tonight. We actually do have an agenda, guys.
we actually do have an agenda. A good one, by the way.
We do have an agenda. How to win friends and influence people. That's a good one. So
at your computer, you got to influence people directly in front of them.
Well, see, here's the problem. Meetings are terrible. Meetings are awful. You waste a good 10 minutes walking to the meeting. You sit in the meeting. You waste a good 20 minutes in the chit chat right before the meeting. You get to meet, and you usually go 5 minutes over into your next meeting, and then you spend 10 more minutes walking to the next meeting, repeating the process over and over again. This was literally all day for me in the corporate life.
Yeah, I get it. I used to try to text him during the day and be like, "Hey, dude, you want to meet for lunch?"
Getting
like,
nothing
no.
done.
You worked for a bad company, but I'll tell you, the chit chat.
I worked for very big companies that made lots of money.
Chit chat before those meetings was invaluable.
Well, no, because on Teams you get
the bitching about how bad the meeting was afterwards is priceless. The value you get from that is phenomenal. How many dog biscuits has Matt eaten tonight?
Matt has not eaten any. I hid them.
Well, no, there's
none.
A bunch of new ones.
Oh, there are some bags right there. You can't eat those.
Yeah, they look like ones that you can sell.
Yeah, well,
look like sample bags.
Those are sample bags, so you can't eat those.
So I got a text message today from the CEO of Underdog Bones, who inked a deal with another company in the Central Ohio area. And I don't know, something about some apple crumble, which really got my attention.
Yeah, so I worked out a deal with Lynn's Fruit Farm. They're a big, apple producer here, cider, all that kind of stuff. And their cider production process, what's left over is the perfect apple. We'll call it pulp. It's called pumice. That I'm going to use my dog treats. He said I can have as much as I want. So I'm going to be making a lot of different apple-based dog treats very soon. Apple bacon is baking right now upstairs. I'm going to test bake.
I bet your house smells amazing right now.
I'm going to test bake some apple crumble tomorrow. So,
wait. Un momento, por favor.
Yes.
When you say apple crumbled, are you talking about like a dog treat, or are you making like
dog treat? Apple crumble dog treat.
I'm like,
dude.
Dude, I'm on my way.
Yeah, so I could actually.
Hey, girls, come back here. You do the podcast. I'm driving to West House.
I don't think apple crumble is going to be the way to go.
What?
Hey, Nikki, eyebrow.
Now, I don't know.
I see you.
Marketing, so I could be completely wrong here. But if I was given a choice between apple bacon or apple crumble,
no, they're two different recipes. There's two different ones.
Yeah, there's.
Well,
apple,
yeah.
There's apple crumble.
I mean,
yeah.
Apple crumble got my attention.
Go with the bacon.
David says he likes apple crumble.
David's.
Don't you take your communist ass and go away. I was thinking for me, not a dog treat, but if he makes an apple crumble, I might join Matt in
eat the dog treats.
I'm going to taste it and find out exactly, because I mean, okay. So the people out there who haven't had the Underdog Plus, hold them up there. You got a bag of them.
Bag right here.
Hold them up there. Andy. For those of you guys who have not tried these things, oh my Lord, when you crack that bag open,
they do smell like heaven. It's true.
You are going to want to eat them. It is not like opening your dog's bag of food or any other treat you've ever come across. When you open this thing up, you are going to want to eat them. Now, the other day I was out back. We have a little
this man back here
fire
does eat them, by the way.
They're
now, legally, I can't say that humans should eat these.
Yeah.
But this guy right here has eaten them and regularly does. So take that for what it's worth.
He did come in saying his head was bubbly.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, we skipped over the absolute most important part of our podcast.
Didn't even mention it. What are you
doing, David? Even mention. So I started off with out of my gifted Blackened Yeti by Keith Edwards, who gifted that over to me. Thank you very much, Keith. Every time I drink out of it, I do thank you for it. So I was drinking out of my Blackened Yeti.
Yeah.
My blackened bourbon.
Of course. I'd expect nothing less.
Yes, yes. And I don't know if I can get my fat self out of the line of sight here enough, but you can see right here.
Nice. You
That
the
is
whole
the
lineup.
full. That is the full lineup of the Black and Bourbon.
Are all those still sealed?
Which is, well, the Rye the Lightning, which is a green label rye, that one's been opened, but the all the other ones are sealed.
Nice. That's
so
awesome.
I'm going to buy another bottle of green to throw over there and then drink. That one. But if anybody wants to join us here in soon. I'll be putting out some dates for it. We are going to have a blackened night.
Dude, that's
blackened
awesome.
night. We are smoking Drew Estate blackened cigars. We are going to drink the Pickerel the Pickerel metallic blackened bourbon tasting the whole flight across all 6 bottles.
Nice.
And we are going to rock out to Metallica all night long at Tismart at its new location down at Sweetheart Corner off of Taft Road in North Syracuse, New York.
And Tismart is your local cigar shop.
Well, they were much more local than they are now, but yes, they've got a new location that's a little bit further away from me, but I still go and support them because I love supporting small businesses.
That's awesome.
Any chance I get, I'd much rather support a small business.
John Calendar says he needs help drinking his Hefeweizen keg, so he can get a keg of Oktoberfest. You got a whole keg of Hefeweizen? John, you got some drinking to do, man.
Okay. Wait, John.
Now, John, what you don't understand?
What you don't understand is what Hefeweizen do you have? That's my terrible German. That's my Hefeweizen. That was even better. I like it. What Hefeweizen do you have? Because
like a keg of Orange Crush when I was younger. Not now. Now it'd kill me. But don't just think about having Orange Crush on tap.
It's good with vodka.
It is.
Yeah. He says Paulaner.
Okay,
which is great. That's a good one.
That's
a good one, John. I like that one.
Says Pilsner.
No, that says Paulaner.
Well, my eyes are bad.
Well, you're old. You need that monocle.
Well, you're old. Yeah. You beat me to it, man. You beat me to it. So we got one of our viewers here, Matej Popovic, who had mentioned, he's seen the title of our show today about winning friends and influence people. He's like, I didn't watch it, but isn't that Dale Carnegie? I read that book.
It is actually.
So,
we didn't just make that up. I wish I did.
Yeah, we didn't just make that up. Yeah. So he's actually one of the cigar guys. He runs a nightclub called Orbis down here in. Okay, so my wife is dancing on the other side of this window of my doors here with a bowler hat, doing the I don't know what the hell she was doing. Distracting me. That's what she was doing, and she was successful.
Tell her the kids are awake. The kids are awake. Wait until the kids.
Oh, she had her top on. Okay,
I was
we'll have her
say.
come back. We'll have her come back and do it without her top.
Getting risky over there. Risque,
so I
as they say.
ChatGTP to write another email or a little blurb here on why robots should be the prime sellers of fire suppression equipment.
Suck it, Matt.
This one's so much better.
There you go. Look,
yes,
David,
indeed. Look. All right. So you are drinking because we still haven't gotten through that. So yes, I'm drinking blackened, and I've got on standby over here. I got a bottle of Eagle Rare. I really do love Eagle Rare. I've got a bottle of Blanton's over there. It's unopened, but I'm actually thinking about giving that away to somebody. So depending on what time we get off of here tonight, I'm thinking about giving that away tonight.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
So in the meantime, it's crazy. I give away more bourbon than I drink. I give away far more cigars than I'll ever smoke.
It's true. I
had to start telling people because they started giving me really high-end cigars. I'm like, dude, you are wasting your money. I smoke cigars for the environment and the people around me. Don't waste a good cigar on me. I like the M81 cigar.
You have good taste in cigars.
Yeah. I mean, I have some, but you give me the M81 from Drew Estate, which is the Metallica collab. Happy as a clam.
Yeah,
it's freaking over here in New York, which has a 75% tax on tobacco. It's a $11 to $14 cigar, depending on which one you get.
Yeah, you New York City guys, you gotta move, man. You gotta move.
I don't live anywhere near New York City. When you come over, man, we got a spot to go to down in New York City, by the way.
It's true. We got to do that, by the way.
Nick Bentley's Pet Supplies is up.
Stevie Evans, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Going to New York
And Dennis Veritek is watching too. So Dennis is the one who called me, and I was so literally heartbroken that I could not get out of that meeting to get over because
I blame him.
Man.
I blame him for you not being at Oktoberfest.
Think about this.
Oh man. So I'm going to be at Oktoberfest. I just won't be there for the kickoff the night before.
Yeah.
So apparently, if we die in New York at some point, Matt has to take over the podcast.
You're not going together.
Is it like the designated survivor kind of thing? We're not allowed to be at the same place at the same time?
Exactly.
The same place at the same time.
I can't take care of 2 families.
Yeah, because
well, I have insurance, bro.
I think my family would be okay.
Yeah, I got insurance.
I think we're
good.
Yeah.
There is absolutely there is no veil about it. I am far more valuable to my family dead than alive. So,
well, look, if I die, my family can eat plenty of Underdog Plus peanut butter
Underdog Plus dog bones.
There's lots of protein and dietary fiber in this. My kids will be regular and
that's what
healthy.
she said.
That is
Wow, I had to say that while you were talking about your kid. Not so bad.
Mm-mm.
That was terrible timing. That was terrible timing.
For a week.
Well, it's the beer grains. It's the beer grains. They're good. It's good for the movement.
Raisin Bran when I eat your dog treats.
Let's see. John Calvin
so
says,
he has to stay
West.
for Saturday.
Yeah.
What? All right, you're gonna need to explain this. Oh no, I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry.
West, you need to lock David up Friday night after Oktoberfest, so he has to stay for Saturday. So he wants you to stick around for Saturday night.
Well, his son is going to be at a football game, playing. I don't know what instrument he plays, but he plays in the band, the marching band. And I know there are some places around the country that are like, oh, marching band. When you live in Central Ohio, marching bands are kind of like
they take our band seriously here.
Well, no,
we take that stuff. I mean, the best damn band in the land.
They take our bands very
best
seriously.
damn band in the land. We take it very seriously. So I don't know what instrument it is he plays, but I'm just saying, as soon as halftime's over, bail.
Right, that's all you need.
Bail
John.
on Friday. Come out, man.
Exactly. Come on, man.
But no, I got to be back because the wife flies out to a Disney trip, or I think a Disney trip. I don't know. She's going on something without me. There's gonna be biscuits and meetings and
there you go.
Whatever she's doing. She's gonna go have some fun without me. And
I can't say I blame her.
The best way to have fun.
Yeah, Nikki, enjoy yourself. I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah, I would enjoy herself too. Wait, that sounded weird coming from me.
So Matt Harmon says you need to get your woman in line, David.
It sounds like you have a discipline problem, but I said it with a Maine accent, so it sounded like it was from a Stephen King movie.
Use your Maine accent again.
I've been to Stephen King's house.
Sounds like Dave's got a discipline problem.
That's his Maine accent.
That's pretty good, huh?
It's good. It's like I was there.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I'm hungry for clam chowder now.
I wouldn't go on those.
That's Boston.
Clam chowder. Clam chowder.
Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. All right, so we had the BlackRock stuff there, which is huge because you guys are if you're looking at investments, there's some things there business wise that is taking impact. We have a return your ass to office ultimatum from the CEO of Amazon, Steve Jazzhands or whatever his name is.
Jazzy.
And number three coming in at number three.
Number 3 is a good
on
one.
Today's top countdown, we have Mr. Beast. So this is probably my favorite of all.
This is actually a good story.
Yes, this is amazing. Even though the BlackRock and the Vanguard is a much larger story and a much larger, I'm gonna call it story. I'm gonna leave it right there. This right here, for all the people who talk about, oh, he's just a YouTuber. Oh, you're a YouTuber. You have the people who think like that. Just
you have no idea how much work goes into making these videos.
How much goes in to this type of work?
Oh man, just a normal 10-minute video without going out and having multiple people shooting multiple things, cameras and teams of people,
or buying islands or airplanes or stuff like that.
Just a normal YouTuber who shoots a 10-minute video. I mean, it can take half the day.
Yeah.
Between writing the script, doing the thing, doing reshoots, editing afterwards. I mean, it's a time-consuming process, and it's stressful, and it's hard. Especially when you're Mr. Beast, because here's the thing. When you get really big, everyone hates you. Even your fans hate you.
Why would everybody hate him?
Because everybody's out for your blood.
Is he bad?
So, here's the thing. So he recently did this charity thing. where he
Oh, my
rebuilt
Lord.
an orphanage in advertisements. You can
Orphanage.
Pepsi, get out of here, Pepsi.
Apple Music with free Pepsi.
Yeah.
Brought to you in
So-
part by the Underdog Journey.
Go away,
Underdog Journey
pop-ups.
for all your
God, I hate
random ass
pop-ups.
needs.
I hate pop-ups. So Mr. Beast, he raised a ton of money, like over $1 million, to rebuild this orphanage in Africa.
Yeah.
And he did this whole thing, rebuilt this whole orphanage from the ground up, and the orphanage system in whatever country it was said, Mr. Beast is just looking for publicity. He should have actually given the money to help these kids actually get homes instead of rebuilding the orphanage. And it was this whole big controversy. He caused so much heat online. And it's like, it doesn't matter how much good it doesn't matter how much good you do. When you're that big, people are after you.
Yeah. So we had Rush Limbaugh behind the golden EIB mic and these formerly nicotine stained fingers. We had Rush Limbaugh. Then we had, what's the guy out of New York that did the movie that he's kind of a shock jock guy?
Howard Stern?
Howard Stern. So that was number 1 and number 2. And then we had number 3, who is also a more conservative radio host. I cannot remember his name off the top. Oh my Lord.
I'm not sure where you're going with this though.
Glenn Beck.
But, well, the idea was, he said he was number 3, and he was by all the metrics, he was number 3.
Okay.
And he said, that's where I want to be. I want to be number 3.
Okay.
Because when you're number 2, you want to be number 1. And when you're number 1, everybody's taking shots at you.
That's true. Everybody wants to take down
Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck. That's his name. Glenn Beck. I got there.
You did say that. So it's true though.
Yes.
When you're number 1, everybody wants to take you out because everybody wants to beat the champ.
When I was with
Yep. You want to be the champ. Why do people hate Alabama University? Why do people hate Ohio
Both
State?
of you talking at the same time.
Well, I'm more important than he is. And I have a mic.
To be number 1 at this insurance company I work for, right? And I'm like, no, I'll be number 2. I'll be number 3. I do not need to be number 1 because he's right. Number 1 puts a target on you.
It does.
Ever
Yeah,
be number 1.
it does. Yeah, it was Glenn Beck. So John Callender pulled it up. John had it. Glenn Beck. That's who it was. So he was number 3. He was like, I want to be number 3. Number 2, you always want to be number 1. And when you're number 1, everybody's after you.
It's true. I mean,
Mr. Beast has broken records within just the past month or two of number of video views in the shortest amount of time. And just the idea that, when I talk to, and I do talk to people who say, hey, I want to be a YouTube creator. I mean, or a content creator or something like that, or a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
Like, dude, Godspeed, man. It's
hard.
That's
because
work.
That
is
not only
nonstop.
getting to the point to where you can start to monetize and build an audience. When you're actually really big and it's your day job, I mean, it's more than a full-time job. Guaranteed, every YouTuber who's actually pulling down full-time work money doing this, it's way more than a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, it's more than a 9-to-5 job. You would do better. I mean, and if let's say you're somebody that is, what's his, Donald something or another, I don't remember his actual name, but I think it's in here somewhere in this article. But the amount of work this guy,
Jimmy Donaldson,
that's it. Jimmy Donaldson, he could have been a doctor. He could have been a doctor multiple times over for the amount of hours that he put in.
Yeah,
and this is no knock to doctors. It is just to show you and to illustrate and to, make you understand how complicated and how much actual work it goes in to be a content creator. So there are people who sell, clothes, jewelry, and things like that online, and even Amazon is picking up on that.
Yeah.
Where when I scroll through Amazon, it's like, hey, this live content creator is, and they use a different word, but is, talking about their product. And
those people make decent money too, but it's a lot of work, man.
It is a lot of work. So for somebody like me, let's say I get into something that's that you love. How hard would it be for you to really engage with somebody about the quality, the high end, what is it you called it? Artisanal dog treat.
Honestly, I mean, now that I have some time in my hands, I'm going to start making some content for the YouTube channel. I did. I wasn't going to talk about it on here, but yeah.
Yeah,
This
we're not
is,
going to talk about this.
I'm currently the
This has
CEO
been 2
of
weeks. We
Underdog
haven't
Books.
talked about it. Let's continue that.
So
Private.
anyway,
It's
it does-
private
it takes-
information until Wes decides otherwise.
it takes a lot of information. It's not even a thing. I just don't want to make a thing about it. But it takes a lot of
Yeah.
it takes a lot of
None-
time. Even
none
doing
about
something
chicken
as
wang.
simple as making dog treats, it takes a lot of time to
Yeah.
do the packaging, to actually do the baking, to test the recipes, to get the approval for literally every single Department of Agriculture of every single state in the union. All of the legal red tape.
in the union.
I mean, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of work. I know.
I'm gonna take you out and show you how to talk.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk to people. That's my problem.
No,
Actually-
he doesn't.
actually,
I can vouch for that.
That's
And
true.
Matt, I will tell you right now,
And
if
I'm not taking lessons.
there
from
was
this
some-
guy.
no, if there was a person that I would say, hey, if it's not me doing it, I would trust this person to go out and try to crack that shell and give you the ability to walk into any scenario and have a conversation.
Sure.
That guy sitting on the couch behind you.
Well, let's do that show.
Is not my second pick. He's my number one guy.
Well, let's do that show. Maybe
To
next week
walk
we'll do that
into
show.
Any instance, any scenario, and be able to have a conversation. If it's not me, I mean,
Now, David,
I'm the best there is.
have you asked this guy back here how many places he's been kicked out of?
Doesn't matter.
You got to be kicked out
Just-
of a few to go into it.
Yeah.
Do a bunch, you're gonna get kicked out of a few.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I get customers who call me all the time like, well, this blah, 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 and they rubble. And even back when I was over in Central Ohio running that business, and they did the same thing. They were like, just got it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and I was, yeah. And as soon as I hung up the phone, it was over. Do you think I ever went to a single one of my employees and was like, hey, this guy called and he wasn't happy with you today? Do you think I call any of the businesses I work with now, any of my clients now, and say, this guy, he wasn't happy? I don't even bother.
Right.
Because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you are going to eventually, no matter what, you're going to piss somebody off.
Hey, Matt, tell
So-
some stories about
Done.
some reasons you got kicked out of some buildings.
Let's not tell those stories. But
I'm just
on
saying.
that note, I'm just saying now it's time. We're an hour into the show. We've talked about what we're drinking. We've went through the news. It's time to learn how to win friends and influence people.
Well, we've been going almost an hour, so might as well get to
Yeah.
that.
No, that was a topic.
It is.
If you read that book,
that is not a topic.
Have you
it's
read?
the
Have
topic
you
tonight.
read How to Win Friends and
yeah, I
Influence
read
People?
twice.
Yeah, it's Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
Well, it's Dale Carnegie or Dale Carnegie, depends on who you ask.
It's Carnegie.
So simple, but nobody thinks to do these things.
It's true. Yeah.
It's incredibly simple. It's easy to read, but nobody ever actually thinks.
Right.
Like, why didn't I just do it that way?
So I have the 10 main points that are outlined in the book, right here in the agenda.
Excellent.
And I'm actually here's
So
the thing,
Big
I'm
Bentley's
actually
Pet Supply
guilty.
says he's read
I'm
it.
actually guilty of not following most of these.
Yeah.
As I was putting
So
together, I was
will
like, I
tell
don't do
you,
that.
I will be, upfront and honest. Somewhere around here, I have a certificate of completion training. I don't know what it is from Dale Carnegie.
From the Dale Carnegie.
So
I didn't know.
from,
I didn't
well,
know he
not
was still
the Dale
alive.
Carnegie, but from the Dale Carnegie
Oh,
classes.
there you go.
So I have actually been through Dale Carnegie classes, and it was the cracking of the egg, I would call it.
Yeah.
It was what really put me on the trajectory. I swear I haven't had that much drink. The trajectory of kind of where I am. It was the one thing that, as you're standing up in front of people and they say, hey, here's your comfort zone. You're like, oh, I like the comfort zone. And they're like, and we're going to rip it away from you. You're like, motherfucker.
I hate you. Yeah.
And then you realize that your comfort zone can be everything.
Right.
Everything is. So now when I walk in now, I mean, it literally, so if you get a chance, if you're in sales, if you're in marketing, if you're in anything where you really have to interact,
Yeah.
I don't care.
I would
if
say
you
I would
wanna-
say
if you're
everybody
in
should
a
have to
dealer,
read this book.
Everybody should give the Dale Carnegie classes. So and if we go that far, I can reach out to some of the trainers and stuff that I know, because after I did this, I was like, dude, we could put together for technicians and all these things that I deal with, because I deal with a lot of analytical people, a lot of type A's, we'll call them, that they could get a lot of value out of it. And anybody out there that says, you know what, I just want to better my life, Dale Carnegie classes, go do it. Pick one. If you look at look at your budget, look at what you can afford, go do that
Or at
class.
least-
I don't care if it's for underwater basket weaving.
At least go to Half Price Books and pick up How to Win Friends and Influence People, because here's the thing. As we get into it,
start there.
As we get into it, I mean, it applies to literally how to make friends. And how many adults say, I don't know anybody. Why I don't go out because I don't have friends. I don't know anybody. Or it applies to how to get ahead at
It does not apply to me. It does not apply to me. I can literally be in any city in damn near this entire country, and I'm like, I'm going to go hang with XYZ tonight.
Yeah, you're not a normal mortal human, though, David.
And if I go to a place where I don't know anybody, I'm going to go find them. You know why? Because of Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
Because
you
of
do most of these.
Let's dig into it.
You don't do all of these.
Let's dig into
most of these. All right.
I want to see where I'm lacking, and let's just make Dave better. That's what we want. That's what we all want, right? Make Dave better.
Matt met 5 new people today.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
When I drive home from school, I call people.
I love meeting new people.
In a long time, on my way home. You know, old bosses, old coworkers, just to say hi.
Huh, you're a good man.
Yeah.
It's something you should.
You know.
Maybe I will. I'll just call random people. I'll just dial a random number. How you doing? I just wanted to say hi.
That's it.
So you say that, you laugh and you joke, but that's not terrible. That's not terrible. What about your high school reunion? You got a 25-year high school reunion coming up this year.
I think the last time my school did a reunion, I was like number 5, like 5 year. We didn't do anything since.
Can I go with you?
Okay.
This is my life partner.
So put one together.
Yeah.
There you go. Actually, that would be. I'm gonna be the videographer on that.
Actually,
that's gonna be a great night.
Actually, like I said, I haven't seen those people since my 5-year high school reunion. Some of them might be like, okay, so I know most of you haven't met my current wife, Kirsten, but she's gone through some changes lately. The hormones went a little overboard, I think.
If anybody has a good divorce attorney on speed dial, West may need them. Actually, you know what? We're not even gonna give it to West. Kirsten may need it.
You may need it.
I just sent you.
And hey, Kirsten, we all got your back, honey. We all got your back.
ChatGPT wrote a story about West going bald, who has fiery red hair.
I can pull off bald.
Yeah,
I can pull off bald.
Oh no! Oh, it's coming now. It's coming now. We got to pull it up here. We got to pull it up.
I thought we were going to talk about Dale Carnegie.
We're going to talk about Dale Carnegie, but everybody needs to see this. What's your sister's name?
What's he talking about?
My sister's name?
Yeah, your sister's name.
He's always talking to my sister.
I'm not always talking to your sister. Oh, there she is. Okay, I got it right here. So I want to throw this up here.
How come I can't talk to your sister?
Here's the thing. So he has a crush on my sister, and the problem is, she looks just like me, but without the beard and long hair.
She looks nothing like you at all.
This should tell you a lot about. Oh, that's me as a child. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I was.
There we go. We have West. We have West.
I was a mutant as a child. I was an ugly kid. Basically,
mutant West.
So my hair, I had this. You know the Spaceballs helmet?
Yeah.
But red. That was my hair. That was my hair. No. Locke looks nothing like me. Locke is way cuter than I was.
Spaceball. Oh, the Spaceballs helmet. That's great. That's great stuff.
I have wonderful self-esteem. Have you seen me? I am a god among men.
I've got low self-esteem.
I do. I deserve none of this, and I have it all. So you can suck it.
Indeed. Yeah, you can. All righty. So let's go through these because I'm excited now. We got an out. We got. It's exactly 9:00.
All right. We only go in an hour, so let's start the.
According to the thing there.
All right. So these are the 10 main takeaways from How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are just the 10 big takeaways. I highly recommend everybody go pick up this book,
Big 10, the best football conference in the country. Let's go.
Yeah, if you're wasting your time on football, look, you could be doing much more productive things. All right, number one is
hey, football kicked off. College football kicked off tonight. By the way,
So as I criticize people who watch football, number one is do not criticize, condemn, or complain. That is literally number one.
Okay.
Dale Carnegie writes, these are his words. Any fool can criticize, condemn, or complain, and most fools do. And that's the thing. Look.
Oh, God, that hurts.
Quote, man.
Dale, you cut me deep right there, man. You cut
because
me
we're
deep.
all. Here's the thing.
I criticize.
Everybody
I
is
complain.
Really good at criticizing and complaining. I'm great at it. I
Yeah.
criticize and complain like all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's most
So
of what
me,
the
it's
three of us do.
mainly it's around drivers. I have come in my professional world where people will say to me like, "Man, I hate this guy. He's a terrible boss, or terrible this, or terrible that." And I come back to him and I say, "Perhaps he's great. Perhaps we have him in the wrong position.
Well,
So perhaps that's a failing on us, not necessarily a failing on him."
David, here's one that really
So-
bites deep, especially.
But drivers,
Yeah, David, here's one that really bites deep, especially for me. Is the three of us started our personal conversation by saying those guys are scumbags. And I still hold to that, but like it kind of applies to the rule number one. Do not. You said they were dicks. I think, David, you said they were douchebags. I said they were scumbags.
yeah, something like that. So I've got.
Somebody being this big of a scum.
Fair enough.
And I will say though, I wrote a critical email the other day. I stopped.
Oh, not a critical email.
He was writing an angry email to the manager,
And then I
and
deleted that email and wrote a productive email.
see that, and that's why they always say sleep on it. When you're mad,
Yeah, wait a day.
sleep on it. Wait a day.
So my old boss, people cracks me. It cracks me. It cracks me up. I used to say my old owner because I basically ran the business, but there was an owner of the business. So I used to say my owner, and people look at me like, "Dude, what the hell?
You
are
can't say that
talking
now.
about?"
You can't say that now.
You can't say that. You can't say that. But no, my old boss, he used to tell me, you need to reply, but you don't need to reply right now.
Exactly. That's it.
Do not reply when you're at risk of breaking the keyboard because you are smacking the keys
Right.
so damn hard.
And that's the problem with the internet. It's so reactionary. It's
Yeah.
so right now reactionary. That's the reason
Right
the
now.
comment section, aside from this show, of course, is all just a cesspool.
Yeah. Yeah, our comment
section
is
is great,
freaking
by the way.
gold.
So
Wait a minute. Where the hell is Kim? I'm going to call Kim.
she's too good for us now.
I've got No, I think I can ping Kim on the thing here, right?
Was take time. Stop.
Kim
Not saying
Howard.
respond today.
Yeah.
Wait.
If you're sitting in a private room surrounded by people that you hate and you feel like provoking them,
All right.
do that, but do it only for
All
entertainment
right, so
purposes.
we are going to call Kim. I've only got one good ear, so I got to take this there. So I'm not going to be able to hear what you
So
guys
David's
say.
taking phone calls while we're doing this.
Yes, David has been wearing dresses lately. I saw some pictures of him that I found disturbing.
David makes a fine-looking lady.
Well, he's saying they're kilts, and I don't think that they're kilts. They're more sundresses than anything. And I think that we need to talk to him about it. I mean, I want to support him. If that's
All right, there was
Fair
no
enough.
answer.
Yeah, like I said, she's too good for us. So
Anyway, I said David.
What are you guys talking about?
he said he really.
You guys do know I'll be able to go back and see what the
Matt
transcript
said that
says,
he
right?
highly respects you, and he thinks you are a god among men. So number one,
God, I hope you guys have boots on because the bullshit is getting deep.
number one was do not criticize,
Do not
condemn, or
criticize,
complain.
do not condemn, do not complain. So yeah, that's tough. I mean, let's look at it from this. On number one, it is probably the hardest thing you're going to have to overcome. I try it even when I'm driving, and when I drive, I am brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. My wife hates me as a driver because everybody's an idiot.
It's true.
I get people who drift into our lanes, and I'm like, oh my God. And I have no problem driving over 100 miles an hour.
Through the city
None.
streets of Boston at night after enjoying.
Wait, were you with us? Were you?
No,
Did
that
we do
was when
that?
I went to we went to Boston to do the show from the Green Dragon.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You kind of comment and speculate. So, but that no criticize, no condemn, and no complain. That right
That's probably
there
the hardest.
will take you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's a worthy goal.
It is absolutely.
It is absolutely a worthy goal.
So that was just number one. We still got 9 more to go through.
Number one.
Talking about everybody. He's not talking about never criticize because you're not going to. That's a lofty goal you will not reach. He's talking about in your daily activities with people that you deal with, that especially people you want to become friends with or that you want to influence over. Don't criticize. Be careful not to criticize.
Well, I mean, I say it probably goes slightly deeper than just that, though, too.
You have to be so careful not to go overboard with
Well,
beats.
right. Exactly. But the thing is I think it goes deeper than what you were just saying. I think it also goes into, on a personal level, when you're not even interacting with the person. Because it does take a lot of mental discipline to look at things from the perspective of somebody you disagree with.
I agree.
Yeah.
But don't go
Yeah.
overboard. You gotta let.
So let's take it. So from
I'm good
my
at
weak
that.
point, so I have again, being a graduate of the Dale Carnegie, one of the Dale Carnegie classes, and a number of other things in my business life. I try my best not to criticize. I try to look at the best, and I try to push all of these things. I need to improve in this area. Absolutely,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And there is room for improvement. And I, hopefully one of these days I can get there and say, you know what, the guy who just drifted into my lane because he's in the left lane and he's driving slow as hell.
Or he's checking his phone
You know
while he's
what?
driving.
Perhaps, no, you know what?
Ooh, those
Perhaps he's going through a terrible time in his life, and his mind is on a trillion other things that are absolutely far more important than him being in the left lane.
Or he just tried plans for the first time.
Most likely he's a fucking idiot and he needs to get out of left lane.
Exactly. All right. So number two, before we get sidetracked
Number
again,
two.
is be generous with praise. And I didn't add a lot of commentary under this, basic because it's self-explanatory. The thing is,
no, there's no momento say por favor. There's no commentary under this. That's how self-explanatory this is. The West, the king of bullet points,
look, I love bullet points.
literally the king, overlord, dictator
It's all about
of
organization.
bullet points. There is nothing under this.
Don't criticize.
Be generous with praise.
Hey, Wes, you did a good job.
Thank you, Matt.
I think West. Okay,
you
so
smell like a summer's rain.
It's because I farted.
you smell like a summer's eve.
All right, let's end it right there. All right, but so be generous with praise.
Yeah, there's no topping.
That was it. Be generous with praise. The thing is so here's a real David. Here's a real psychological thing. This is actually a real thing.
Okay.
When
I love psychological stuff.
When you're having a bad day, even if you pretend to smile, just the physical act of your face making that expression will actually release happy endorphins in your body. This is a real thing. And the same is true about how you interact with other people. So the more you praise somebody, just give compliments here and there, it's not only going to make them like you more, it's going to make you feel more affectionate towards them by default, even if you don't like them, especially if you don't like them. It's the chemicals are released. You're training your body, you're training your brain to feel certain ways, just like you're training them to feel the same way about you because of the compliments. It goes both ways. Maybe I should have added some commentary and some bullet points under this one.
Well, I don't think it needs it because, again, we're able to talk off the hip on this because of what kind of impact it can have. I cannot tell you. I send lunches.
Yeah.
Something as simple as a lunch out to people. And all it is to put a smile on their face. That's it. That's the only reason. I don't follow up with a, hey,
did you like that lunch?
Think you can hit me with a $50,000 stock order this week? No, I don't do that. Hey, I'm gonna do something for this level of employee who usually gets ignored. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do this.
Right.
Because without them, we struggle.
Right.
We can improve by doing this. Dolly Parton, and there's a meme that goes around Facebook, and there are a handful of these that go around that I cannot resist absolutely loving every single time I see it. And Dolly Parton is credited with saying, if you see a person without a smile, give them one of yours.
There you go. And it works. It works. And this was actually a real thing. This is actually a real problem during and I can say the word now, during the COVID years, that everybody had the mask on, right? And a lot of people don't know how to smile with their eyes. Like, actually, they don't know how to smile with their eyes. They'll do the thing where they're just like, but their eyes aren't smiling. So that when they had their mask on and they'd smile at somebody walking by, the other person thought they had a bitch face. They didn't know they were smiling at them.
I smiled at
everybody,
and nobody knew. I just wanted to beat my head up.
So the thing is,
I didn't wear the mask very often, so it was cool.
So in South Korea, they still teach this because masks are so big in Asia.
Yes, in South Korea.
They
Yes,
have
I've seen
smiling
this. Yes.
classes, smiling and laughing classes to make sure people are expressive with their whole face, with their bodies.
I'll tell you what, go drinking with Germans and you'll learn how to laugh.
Germans
and
are
automatically you're going to smile.
Germans are well known for their sense of humor. I mean, during the
absolutely
the 30s and 40s, they were a laugh riot. I mean, it's
I mean,
hilarious. I mean, the funny walk alone.
You know, their summer vacation got out of hand, but yes, you know, if you go to, and okay, we're gonna go predate that before, and we're gonna take that time frame out of the equation.
Century, I get it.
Yeah, we're going to take that 30s, 40s, the 30s to 1945 out of the equation. You can look at them. I mean, so you and we drink at a German beer hall.
We do.
Have you ever in your life seen a fight there?
That's true. That's a good point. That is not people. You can't be angry and be at the Hofbrauhaus. It's impossible.
Cannot be angry. So, you know, these people, wild west.
You can be slightly annoyed and be there, but you can't be angry and be there.
You cannot be angry and be there. Right. It will absolutely overcome you. They will give you a smile. While Germans, that's where, hey, I got it right the time. While Germans are painted as this, no. You know.
Well, David. No, David.
I picked things up. I put them down.
I've had several friends who are literally straight off the boat from Germany, and the problem with the German language is that even when they're happy, they sound really angry. Boy, that's how they say happy birthday. I mean, it is an aggressive language.
Well, that was actually about take me to the hospital or something like that, or no, quick, I need an ambulance.
Yeah, so happy birthday
or something like that.
Ambulance. It's the same thing in German. It's a really aggressive language. They sound angry all the time.
Yes, it is a very coarse thing.
Nicole Leffingwell's question here: what if you suffer from extreme case of resting bitch face? Which Germany, maybe you could take a lesson from this.
Okay, so I'm married to this woman.
Does she have resting bitch face?
I've got to be very careful. Oh my God, the worst, the worst. I mean, she is the resting bitch faciest of all the resting bitch faces of the world. I'll be sitting on one end of the couch. She'll be on the other. I'll look over and be like, oh, hell, I screwed up.
Yeah. Well, so I think that might be a current wife thing. I mean, frequently I've asked Kirsten, hey, why are you mad at something? What's going on? She's like, no, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you should tell your face.
Because you look like you're
tell her face. So
yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Sometimes. So I mean, I could literally be on the other side of the couch. I have so I sit on the side that has the cheese over there, and she sits on the far other corner, and I'll look over at her and I'm like, sup?
And she's looking,
and she would look at me like, I will kill you.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
She's got that Bruce Willis, I'm going to take you out, Hans Gruber kind of look. That's how she looks at me. You know, some people's wives look at their husbands like, oh, he's the greatest thing I've ever
No
had.
woman has ever looked at their husband
that way. My wife
way.
looks at me and goes,
no woman's ever looked at their husband that way. I refuse to believe that.
Yes. If somebody was to bust through the window and be like, come with me if you want to live, I'm like, I believe
I'm out.
Let's go.
See you later. Keith Edwards says
she's the one, right? She's the one. Hey, Keith Edwards made it. Keith Edwards finally made it. Hey, Keith.
Exactly, Keith.
Nikki has never once had a frown when I'm around. She's always smiling.
She's a happy lady.
Oh, yes.
She's a happy lady, except for when David's around.
Yeah. She's
No comments. All right, so number 3.
Well, I mean, every married woman out there knows what the hell we're talking about, and every married man goes, "Yep."
So maybe we should tell the ladies of number 2 on the how to win friends and influence people, which is be generous with praise. Ladies, be generous with praise. We need it. We're delicate creatures here.
That was a great job, Dave. Thank you. I can go to sleep in peace now.
Thank you for doing these chores I've been asking you to do for the last 3 years. Thank you for finally doing them. I appreciate it.
That is actually quite the opposite in this household. I am the neat and clean one in the house. And, as I walk through, I will see stuff and I'll be like,
David,
I'm gonna
You're
leave it,
forgetting
see
now.
how long.
Be generous with praise.
Oh,
This is why I go up.
she is wonderful.
There
She
you
is
go.
she's
Been
boobs.
drinking.
Boobs.
Getting some
Boo.
chat.
That's a compliment in a man's mind. Here's what they don't understand. In a
Boobs.
man's mind, that's a
Yes.
compliment.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm rewatching the series because I went through all the other stuff. I'm rewatching the series How I Met Your Mother, and Barney Stinson is kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of king. So
yeah,
let's go with
Neil
that.
Patrick Harris
All right.
is a hero. So
Yeah. I mean, NPH,
Yep.
man. NPH all the way. All right.
Number one was
this.
Number one was do not criticize,
Number one.
condemn, or complain. Number two was be
Number
generous with
two,
praise.
be generous with praise. Number three, I struggle with like
Number
nobody's
three,
business.
I'm the worst. Number three is
Oh,
remember their name, which I can never remember anybody's name ever.
oh, so bad.
So remembering people's names when you meet them, it is probably one of the hardest things that a lot of people suffer with. I am the worst about remembering names. But what it tells
I
the
make up
person
names.
is you actually care who they are.
If you want to get over this, here's the perfect tool.
How do you do it?
You get a head injury, and then you can say, I'm sorry, I can't blame you. I don't remember your name.
I'm sorry, I used to play football and now my mind
Well,
is
see, here's
mush.
the problem. I think mine goes deeper than just remembering names. I don't remember faces either.
Oh.
At all. I don't remember names or faces.
What?
I'm screwed both ways. I've literally run into people at stores I went to high school with. They're like, hey, they start talking to me like, hey, how you doing? I went to a small school. My graduating class is 98 people, including myself. And I'm
Wow.
just like, yeah, hey, good seeing you. It's awesome. And they know I don't know who they are, but it's
Yeah.
always
And you smile and you're like,
Right.
yeah.
it's and I
Yeah.
feel terrible, but like, what am I gonna? I don't know.
That's my accident, and that happens. Like,
Yeah.
I'll go to like the reunion, and I know almost everybody at the reunion, but
Yeah.
some new people showed up, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. I had a head injury, and I just can't place your face.
Well,
And it's the best.
Well,
excuse.
so I'm gonna admit to a story here. I'm gonna tell a story here, and it's gonna make me sound like a huge asshole, a huge loser.
Oh,
So enjoy
wait,
this.
wait. I gotta pull your picture back
There you go.
up.
So I was
For Wes is a huge
so
asshole.
I was
Let's see
I was
here.
at a conference, right? And first of all, I am actually at conferences. I'm great at networking. I love talking to people at conferences. I love just talking about the business and what I do, right? So I was at a conference, and it was an industry conference, and the CEO of the hosting company was there, and he just gave this huge, big, long speech. He was like keynote speaker. He was doing the whole thing, and afterwards there was this kind of like, kind of a brunch thing. Everybody sitting down, having some hors d'oeuvres and drinks.
Like they do.
Yeah, like you do. And we were hanging out, and I was
You
at a, and I
can't
was
say
at a
hors d'oeuvres. Come on,
horse
man. You're
to-
in Central
horse
High.
to-
You got to say
horse to
horse
herbs.
d'oeuvres. There you go. All right,
horse
there
to
you go.
herbs. And I was at a pretty good table. I was rubbing elbows with some pretty good people around, and this guy comes up and sits like the next person over from me, and he kind of owns the table. Everybody's like really respects this guy. I'm like, oh, this guy must be pretty important. And I say, hey, I'm Wes Carnahan. It's great to meet you. What do you do? He was the CEO who just spoke for like 40 minutes. The CEO of this company, and he says, "Oh, I'm the CEO of ABC company," and I'm like, "Oh,
It was the ABC
oh,
network.
yeah, I think I must have like face blindness." That was my comeback. That was the only thing I can come up with. But David,
Okay,
you were with
okay,
me at a
on-
table, and I asked the person sitting next to
Yeah.
me how many times what he did for a living, and he was the
It
CEO.
was like 4 times like the effing CEO of the company.
You were there for that.
And we're sitting there drinking with the guy, and he's like, and we're like, and what do you do? Because we're talking with one of the founders.
Right.
We're talking with clearly a Chinese prostitute.
Well,
and then a couple other people around
granted,
the
the Chinese
table.
prostitute was not with us.
Yeah, she was not with us. She was with the anyway. So we knew who the Chinese prostitute was. We knew who the founder was. We knew all these other things. But then they kept coming up with this one guy. I'm like, what the fuck does he do?
Right. I felt.
Oh, I'm the CEO.
Oh yeah, the
I'm
CEO. The CEO.
So it's crazy because it kind of feels bad. It kind of feels it. So when you are parting and the low totem pole is CEO, you're up there, man. You're up there. It was
awesome. Night. It was fun.
That night was awesome.
It was fun.
That night was awesome.
I you know what? I do have to give him credit for not calling me out. on asking him how many times. What do you do for a living? I'm the CEO of the.
Yeah, what do you do for? I'm the CEO. Oh, son of a bitch! And every time he said I'm CEO,
sure.
we're both like, oh shit.
That.
I want to tell a
Yeah.
real quick story.
Oh yeah, you're a CEO. You're like, you're a guy we should be respecting, but we're talking to this dude over here and the Chinese prostitute more.
So Dave, I'm going to tell a story here. So Dave.
Okay, what kind of
Dave calls
story?
me up and invites
Once
me
upon
to
a
meet him
time.
over at Hyde Park with a couple of the other guys from I think Klaus was there and one other guy.
Oh, dude, that night was awesome.
I regret not going.
But so.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Un momento, por favor, señores and señoritas. Matt, I don't know if you're telling this story or not, or this part of the story or not, but Matt was probably the most alpha male that an alpha male can get.
That was alpha male.
I wasn't going to tell that.
Even he doesn't know what
during
you're talking about.
That conversation. So I'm not going to steal his thunder because what he did during that specific event was absolutely phenomenal.
Did he fight somebody?
Phenomenal.
No.
Did you have to hold him back? Did
it was
he
so
threaten
much.
to
It was
rip
so
off somebody's
much
head and shit down their throat?
No. So I have stopped him in that, but no, not this time. Okay, all right. Is that the story you're telling, Matt? Is that the story you're telling? Please tell me yes.
Yes, that's the story I'm telling.
All right, go for it.
So
Light it up, man. Light it up for because this is amazing. What he did during this this small meeting was second to none. Absolutely second to none.
So hang on. First, the intro you just gave to this story is great, David. But I have to acknowledge that Matt started this story by saying, okay, so there was this cheerleader.
Yeah, there's a cheerleading conference going on. Cheerleading competition.
It's a whole cheerleading competition.
Everywhere.
Are they above legal age? Are they?
No, not all of them. Not by a long shot.
No, there's some under, there's some over. It doesn't.
Do I need to mute this mic about halfway through?
No. This is there's probably some under, some over. There's different age groups. That part of it doesn't play much into the story, but you need to know that in order to appreciate the actual story.
I look over at the table next to us, and there's two teenage cheerleaders, and they're happy and bubbly and everything, and they're two cheer moms, and this poor dad who is a manly, he's a manly man, but he's
poor guy
coming along with support his kids and whatnot, but he's sitting there. And he's got no part of their conversations. So I get up and I go over.
Not a damn thing.
And I say to him, look, I said, I'm really excited that you came out and support your ladies here, but I'm guessing you might need just a few minutes of guy time. I said, and we've got an empty seat over here. If you want to come over, we'll get you a drink and you can decompress a little.
Which was West's chair, by the way.
Yeah, sorry.
West's chair was empty,
Sunday
by the
night,
way.
Guys, some of us have to work Monday mornings.
We had a good laugh, and he thanked me. And then, I don't know, I was there 10 minutes, and he comes over and sits down with us. And just he has a drink, and he just drinks with us for a few minutes, decompresses, and then, hey, guys, I really appreciate it. Heads on back over.
There you go. Sometimes guys need to be around other guys.
So,
it's a thing.
It's just you need
to
be aware.
Well, that's the thing is Matt's interaction, especially going back to our core topic today, how to win friends and influence people, from the Dale Carnegie classes or the Carnegie classes. What he did was bring a person out of something we know he enjoyed. We know he was celebrating his family, his daughter, and I think his daughter's friend and his daughter's friend's mom, who was hot, by the way. All of that, the guy was celebrating all of that, but you could see in his face,
he was a little bit dead inside.
God, I wish I was at this table next to me. And Matt straight up gave this guy an invitation to come over. You don't have to come over here, join this table. This table is everything that you want it to be. We are eating nothing but tomahawk steaks. We are drinking nothing but the most exclusive bourbons. We are doing nothing except the most manliest stuff possible. And when we leave here, we're going to Cigar Lounge right down the road.
That dude needed.
That is what we were playing. And Matt's Matt's assessment of that was second to none. Absolutely second to
I
none.
will admit, Matt's EQ sometimes is supernatural.
I do.
Uno momento se por favor, señoritas and señoritas, because it's very important what you just said.
Everything I say is
I'm
very
going to
important.
ask you to break down. No. That is absolutely as correct as it is when I say it. That everything I say is important. But you said EQ.
Emotional
EQ.
right. Emotional intelligence is so you hear of IQ,
Emotional
which is
intelligence.
Quotient. EQ,
Yes.
Emotional
intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, understanding
Yes,
people, understanding what people around you need, and a lot of people are completely blind to that. And frankly, I am in a lot of cases.
Oblivious.
Yeah, I'm oblivious in a lot of cases to that.
Really
so
good strength of mine. I don't know where I got it, but it's
well,
yeah.
if your background
Matt
in sales,
had it.
Yeah, must be.
You can read people.
It was phenomenal. My return on investment on that dinner was astronomical. It was absolutely astronomical.
I've heard stories from this dinner.
So that was a good time.
Yeah, we did too. We wished you were there.
Yeah, you sent me pictures.
We did, and we sent videos
Sunday
and
night
shit to you.
Friday night, Thursday night,
It doesn't
Friday night,
matter.
Saturday night.
When Dave's in town,
Sunday night.
When Dave's in town, you drop what you're doing and you freaking go. Matt dropped what he did and he freaking went. And Matt, did you have an absolute amazing time?
Matt, does that mean you're coming to Oktoberfest next Saturday?
Amazing time.
Next Friday?
Yes.
Friday?
Friday.
Just saying.
Because I have to work on Sunday too now.
Yes.
You got to work?
Yeah, I got a job.
You don't work. You're old. Let's go.
Lame.
All right, let's go here. So here we go. Here is something. Okay. Oh my Lord. I'm going to set this up.
Okay.
I'm going to set this up. Matt Harmon is actually probably one of the most in tune people
with number 4
in all of the world that you are going to come across for number 4. Number 4. Okay, so number 1, we're going to count them down real quick. Number 1, don't criticize or condemn or complain. My wife just came in here. I gotta talk. Some khakis. What kind of khakis?
We know where his
You want the Escalade?
interests are.
What's he talking about?
He's talking to his
Hold on a
current
second.
wife.
The wife wants the Escalade.
She needs the Escalade. Ooh la la.
What? Are you gonna bring me dinner? Nope. Oh shit, she's pissed.
Tell her she better refill that champagne cellar.
Yeah. What the?
What you just
I gotta stop in case she can see me. Anyway, number 1, do not criticize, condemn, or complain. Number 2, be generous with your praise, and I can't. That just cannot be overstated. Okay, remember their name. Now,
Number three was
4.
remember the name. Number 4.
Yeah, number 3. Number 4 being, and this is what I'm trying to, give mad compliments, being very free with praise. Be genuinely interested in other people.
Right. And because here's the thing. No matter how good you think you are at faking it, people can tell when you're faking your interest.
yes,
People can tell. It's just built into our subconscious. When somebody's faking interest in a conversation, you know it. You know it when you're telling a story and somebody's not interested. You know it in your heart. It's built into our brains to understand these things. Be genuinely interested. That's why the word genuinely is in there.
Yeah, and that is very key. That is absolutely very key, because we have be genuinely interested, not be interested. Right. Genuinely interested. And that's one of the problems that in the sales world where Matt has, oh dear Lord, forgive me for this, transcended the typical training of be interested up to be genuinely interested. There are very few people in this world that if somebody came to me and said, hey, I need to teach my sales staff how to be interested, I'm going to stop them and say, you need to be genuinely interested, and I'm going to need you to talk to Matt Harmon. You have to find a toad of truth inside of whatever it is that you are passionate about, and then expand upon it inside of their world, which will absolutely bring them in from a sales, marketing, advertising standpoint.
So I'm going to break this down in a little
There's no doubt.
I'm going to break down in a little bit different way. in
A little different.
in that
Mine was the right way.
in conversations, whether you're talking
Don't
online,
criticize.
in chat groups,
Damn it.
anywhere, whether you're talking with David or not. Holy crap! Most people.
Talking with David's the best thing you will do all day. I absolutely.
So
Anytime
I'm glad he's
somebody-
still talking
I
because here's
highly
the thing:
encourage
most
you.
people
You text
are
me on
only
Facebook.
waiting
I will
in
converse with you.
In conversations, most people are only waiting for their turn to speak. David, exactly. Most people are only waiting for their turn to
Yep.
speak. They're not
There you go.
listening to you. They're not actually interested in what you're saying. They're waiting for their turn to say the thing that they were going to say anyway. They're not involved
Yep.
in the conversation. They don't care what you say. And the thing is when you're genuinely interested versus pretending to be interested, it takes practice. It takes effort on your part to be genuinely interested.
Oh my
And one of the
God,
reasons Matt
so
is
much
actually
effort.
good at it, one of the reasons people like David and Matt are actually good at it, is because when you're speaking with them, they actually stop talking and they reply back to what you just said, not some dumb comment that was 3 minutes ago in the conversation. Like actually paying attention to what the person's saying. And you can tell in your heart, you know,
Yeah.
if somebody's actually interested in what you're saying. Like, so just remembering somebody's name
It's tough
is one
sometimes.
thing, but
It's very tough sometimes.
it is. Especially if the person has like just dumb, droning stories that go on, and you're like, just stop talking. Just why am I even here? What am I listening to? But the thing is you got to understand, and I think we all know this inherently, but it helps to be reminded of this. People love speaking about themselves. Even people who say they don't like talking about
Absolutely.
themselves love talking about themselves and their problems
Love it.
and their cat who ate a piece of a turd somewhere. I don't know. I'm making shit up.
That's fine. That's
talking
good. That's the
about
way it needs to be.
Right? They just love talking about themselves. They love talking about their own stories. And the more interested you are, the more they are going to be drawn to you. Inherently, they will be drawn to you. So whether you're in sales, just trying to make friends, if you're trying to go on a date, guess what? Don't talk about yourself. Let them talk about themselves. And by default, they will feel like they know you more. It's weird how it works. It's a real thing.
Yeah. It really is. And, you know, people like people that are successful in sales that, and it's one of the things. So, you know, again, we're supposed to be a business podcast. The people that are good at sales utilize the marketing tactics they've laid in or other people have laid in. But the ability to say, hey, oh, I have a great reply or rebuttal to that. And even I mean, I'm terrible at this. I'm like, ooh, that I've got a great rebuttal of that. I can rebuttal that. I have to actively shut that down.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to take effort to
what they're talking about.
It's especially hard
Shut
when
it
you have
down.
a quick wit. Because people love somebody who has a quick wit, but at the same time, the more you use it, the more off-putting it is.
Yeah. So instead
I'm not here to be quick-witted. I'm here to solve your problems.
Something they're talking about to keep their conversation going. Because eventually, I'll get my turn to talk. But the more I can get them to talk, the more I can learn about it. Like when I was in sales, the more I got them talking about what they actually wanted.
Well, but again, I go back to the idea that, like on a date, when you're with somebody on a first date, let them speak about themselves as much as possible, because that's going to make them feel like they know you more.
Yep.
They probably don't know shit about you, but it makes them.
I don't think I've got a lot of first dates left on my calendar.
On the table.
Well,
Hey,
Nikki, if you're still watching,
You mind if I go on a first date with somebody? She minds. I'm out.
Nikki, if you're still watching, you could have done better.
I don't know if she's watching or not. She's in there rubbing her eyebrow. That's what she does. That's her tick.
On his first date with Nikki.
He put his dick on the table?
Well, not his wiener. I didn't want to.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Now he does. Now he's
What
already being
happened
vulgar.
here?
All right. So be genuinely interested in other people, and don't put your penis on the table. All right. Number five is know the value of charm.
Wait, that's number five. Where are we at here? Okay, there we go.
Because here's the thing.
I mean, to be honest, I have no idea how charming I am. I'm just told all the time, like, wow.
Well, here's the thing. So look,
and I say, yeah, I know.
A great resume will get you in the room. That's it. Your personality and your charm will get you the job.
I think my
okay.
Yeah.
It's like 100 pages. Is it supposed to be 100 pages?
It's supposed to be War and Peace. Yes.
We'll talk about that another time. No.
Writing a resume will be a great show, but a resume is going to get you in the door. Your personality is going to get you the job.
Kim Howard finally joined us, and my wife is now watching again.
Kim,
mainly, I think because I was yelling at her through the windows.
Kim, I got to tell you, Matt was worried that you might not make it.
He was worried. We were texting. We were doing stuff. Hey, in case you haven't seen, this is West.
That was me with my
West.
Spaceballs haircut. We missed a comment though. Keith Edwards says he's off pudding tonight, so he'll be quiet. Keith, you're the most on pudding person that I know.
I think I have your problem.
I don't know what that means, but I love pudding. I think you're great.
I think I have your problem.
Kim has been at the bar. You have my problem?
Yeah, okay, all right, I can see that.
It was over there. I took some pictures of it.
Oh, it might be in one of those.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So I showed it to Katie. She's like, "That's not West." I'm like, "What?"
Kim, you should have us up on the screens at the bar. What the hell? That's what should be happening.
Yeah. Well, we should be.
Like, hey, no, put the Underdog Journey up on that screen right there. That's what you want.
One of these days, we're going to do that at the Hofbräu.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing the value of, we actually have done that. So we have been at the Hofbräu, and Dennis has come out and put us on the screens around the place. Then he immediately shut it off and was like, "No, we're going back to playing."
Yeah, no, random videos of snowboarders do a lot better, apparently. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But know the value of charm. So again,
the charm, man, the charm, and that is all right. So there is another Matt Harmon excellence.
But the thing is, so the thing is some people come by it naturally. Okay, charm doesn't mean Prince Charming. It doesn't mean you're this suave dude. It means you have an engaging personality.
Suave.
It means you have an engaging personality. It means you have a personality people actually like speaking with. Sometimes that's David. Sometimes it's not. I'll leave it at that. Sometimes it's Matt, sometimes it's not. The thing is,
and that's the way it should be.
Right, exactly.
That's the way it should be.
Exactly. And the thing is,
sometimes we won't be left the hell alone.
And part of charm, good charm, is knowing when to turn it on and when to turn it off.
That's my problem, is I never know when to turn it off. And there is a time to turn it off.
There is a time. You're right. That's the thing.
No. So you leave it on all the time. You end up with 5 wives. It's cool.
That's right. That's why the Mormons are very charming people.
They're very charming. Very charming.
All right. It's getting weird real quick. Let's move on from Mormonism. Number 6.
So that's it.
Is be quick to acknowledge your mistakes, David. Is number 6.
David's never made.
There is
be quick to acknowledge your mistakes.
Out there. There's nobody out there that I know that acknowledges mistakes faster than I do. I make mistakes. It happens. I actually, when I, have people who work for me, I encourage them to make mistakes. I encourage them. It's like, you got to make mistakes. You're going to learn more. You are going to learn more from a 5-second mistake than me lecturing you for 5 hours.
You actually do learn a lot more from mistakes than you do from success. And the thing is, anybody who's had their own business and you haven't made massive mistakes, chances are you're not nearly as big as you could be. Because you should make mistakes. And the thing is, if you're not making mistakes, go out and try something that's risky. So you make a mistake, so you learn from that mistake, and then go out and do it better the next time.
Yeah, you're going to grow, you're going to expand.
Why are you showing my prom pictures?
Yeah, that's the prom picture.
Wait, what's happening?
He's showing my prom pictures online. I looked darn good at prom that year.
Yeah, your date looked darn good.
Who's that chick? No, your date looked darn good. I don't know it's about you, but who's your date?
Don't look bad,
Wes. Thank you.
Just pretend you don't remember her name and move on.
Well, it's a whole thing. I don't know. I'd have to get her permission before I start mentioning names. How many? That was in. I was
1998
in the 90s. I was my junior year.
So 1997 if you were junior.
That was good look.
It was my head shaved. I don't remember.
So I will say that Dave, your head was shaved.
Yeah.
Dave is fast to admit his mistakes. So
sometimes,
fast, in fact, that you never hear it.
Exactly. You got to be really quick to pause on the subtitles.
I'm very fast at admitting my mistakes. I just don't make very many of them.
There you go. That must be it.
That's the difference.
That's it. So
I just don't make very many of them.
And a lot. I like to liken a lot.
That is wrong. I make more mistakes more often than any person.
I like to connect a lot of these to being a manager, being a leader at a company. Because the thing is we all
Yeah.
can relate to that manager or that director or that VP who has had some major F-ups, and they'll never admit to a single one of them. They spin them all, or they just never talk about them again. And you're like, hang on a second.
Oh, I love the spin.
You
I love the spin.
really effed up. And you're claiming
Eyebrow.
this is a success. Versus that manager, that director, that VP who said, hey, look, we shot for the stars. We hit the moon. We could have done better. We made these mistakes. We learned from them. We're going to move on. Which do you respect more, right? And that's part of it, is people know this about you. If you're the kind of person who can't admit to your mistakes, people not only resent you slightly, they don't respect you.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing. They don't respect you.
Yeah. So are you saying you guys don't respect me because I don't make mistakes?
We
What the hell,
highly
man?
respect
That's
you.
rude.
I worked.
David.
That's rude. That is rude. So to be honest, the next one is the one I struggle with, I believe, the most.
Hold on, Matt has a point about admitting mistakes.
Oh, Matt has a point.
I worked at a warehouse, a food warehouse right out of the Coast Guard, and I dropped a double-stacked pallet of mayonnaise from about 30 feet up.
And this is Coast Guard quality mayonnaise, by the way. Keep this in mind.
Mayonnaise.
Food Lion food warehouse, and one of the bottom pallets snapped, and the whole thing just rained down, and it sounded like bombs going off. And the manager, the head of the warehouse, comes out,
and it rained down upon me the mayonnaise.
He's got little satellite managers going around him like satellites while he's walking towards me. And he looks at it, and the mayonnaise is literally knee deep. And he looks at it, and he says,
that sounds like a country song.
Says, Matt, if you don't break something, you're not working hard enough. So I guess good job. And he walks away.
He handled it well.
He handled it really well.
He handled it really well.
I mean, it happened. You got to clean it up and move on.
It's too bad we don't have a photo of that.
It was amazing.
That would have been good.
It smelled so bad.
Although I'm still stuck on the raining down mayonnaise. Yeah, knee deep in mayonnaise.
It's like Matt's OnlyFans.
Going to have arterial cartilage later. I mean, ChatGPT could make a country song out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll try ChatGPT to see if they can.
Matt has to get home to his mayonnaise.
No, I'm doing the.
Over to back to the mayonnaise. So number 8, we are on number 8. So we said, oh no, we're on number 7. We're on number 7 now. This is the absolute, without a doubt, hardest thing for me.
This is the next one's a hard one. So
it's tough.
Number 7.
Sometimes sometimes it's better to be quiet than right.
And you're very bad at that one too. So number 7
very bad.
Number 7 is do not attempt to win an argument. Because the thing, it's David. And look, I'm guilty of this too. I'm not just pointing the finger at you. We're all
Samuel Clemens.
Really guilty at this.
Samuel Clemens.
Well, Mark Twain was a wise man. What did he say
Mark Twain had it right. Never argue with an idiot or an uneducated person. I don't know how he said it, but it was like they will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience.
And that's it.
So don't try to. It's not about winning the argument. Don't do it. It's most times. I'm not going to say sometimes. Most times, it's better to be quiet.
Right.
Than right.
So here's a great thing.
You know what they're saying is wrong.
Yeah.
Fucking let it go.
Well, so I can actually
we can say that.
So I was actually at a comedy show last night. We were watching Craig Ferguson, who's hilarious, by the way. He's a great stand-up guy. So we were watching Craig Ferguson.
Yeah.
And he was telling the story about his aunt, and he probably made this up, but it's a funny story. He said that
we love making shit
up. He said that she could always tell when he's talking bullshit. Because, whenever somebody was telling her something and it was bullshit, here's how you knew. She would end the conversation with, "Oh, well, isn't that nice?" And like, she didn't try and come back with a, "No, you're wrong. That's not right." "Oh, well, isn't that nice?"
Nope.
And if they
isn't that nice?
And if they would like try and like keep going, she'd like, "Well, that shows what I know." And she would just leave it at that. And that's how everybody knew that he was talking bullshit, that the person was talking bullshit.
I'm done. Yep.
It relates directly back to this. Don't try and win the argument because you cannot beat an idiot in an argument. You can't do it. People are
can't.
not going to listen.
So I call it pigeon chess.
Yeah, that's I've heard you talk about this.
If you ever get a message from me that says pigeon chess, which I have done, and I have pissed off some
Well, explain what pigeon
really
chess is
high-ranking people. So pigeon chess is you can play chess against the pigeon, but all they're going to do is knock over the characters,
The pieces,
items, the pieces. Let's go with
They're
pieces.
pieces.
They're going to knock over the pieces, shit on the board, and strut around like they won.
Right. That's
All
it.
right. That is pigeon chess. So if you want to take on a battle of playing chess with a pigeon who is going to do exactly that, don't.
Right.
So what I do, and it is one of the. I'm not saying I don't do it. I'm saying it is one of the hardest things for me to do, is let somebody win at pigeon chess.
That's it.
And I have a number of people, and the one person that really comes to mind is one. Last name is Brewer. I sent a pigeon chess, and the guy comes back and like, I don't think that was called for. And I'm like, bro, it was more called for than any other pigeon chess in the history of man. And the bottom line is, all right, be right, go for it. You be you. I don't care whether you're right or wrong. You just be you.
Right. And see,
I don't have to be
and
right.
That's one of the problems. That's one of the reasons we don't talk about politics on this show. One of the reasons. But that's one of the reasons you can never win in a political conversation with somebody who believes the polar opposite of you. Here's the thing. One-on-one, you can make all the coherent points you want, and they can agree with every single one of your points. At the end of that conversation,
pigeon chess.
Every single time at the end of the conversation, they're still going to say, well, guess what? I still don't like that politician because he's an asshole. Or guess what? I still believe X, Y, and Z, even though I agree with every single one of your points.
Pigeon chess.
None of it matters.
Yep, pigeon chess.
Don't try and win the argument.
Yep. Stop playing chess with pigeons.
That's it.
Don't do it. They're just going to knock the boards over, shit on the board, or knock the pieces over, shit on the board, and strut around like they won.
Yeah.
Don't play chess with pigeons. As simple as that.
That's it.
As simple as that.
All right.
That was
So
good.
number 7 was don't try and win an argument. Number 8 is being on.
I like this one.
Being on common ground.
You got to tell Dave that the mayonnaise song is in the comments.
Huh?
You got to
wait. What?
The mayonnaise song.
Why is there a mayonnaise song?
Because he said he wanted to write a country song about knee-deep mayonnaise.
All right, so
knee deep in the mayonnaise somewhere, wind blowing strong. I don't care where.
So Matt Harmon, who says
where
he hates,
is the tide going to reach my chair?
Matt Harmon, who says he hates AI and ChatGPT, had ChatGPT write him a country song about mayonnaise.
So I don't like AI either, but I would have it write me a. I don't know what just happened, but up on the screen here, populated Matt Harmon with
the lyrics of his song about mayonnaise.
With the lyrics of his song, that was great. That was great. Go back. There we go. Yes, that is just.
Here you go.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, the whole song, the lyrics of the song are in the comments. So if you're interested, everybody, check out the comment section and find Matt Harmon's.
Oh, I couldn't see it long enough. I was going to start singing it. Because everybody they really just are here to wait for David to sing. All right, so
number 8 was begin on common ground. So if you have a disagreement with somebody, you start on common ground and ease your way in difficult conversations. Basically, if you know you're going to disagree with somebody before the conversation, and you go into the conversation immediately disagreeing, that conversation's going nowhere.
It's pigeon chess.
You start on common ground.
It's pigeon. Matt Harmon for the effing win.
You start on common ground
for the win,
and then you build your way into disagreement.
If you don't, you're going to start on pigeon chess.
Right, that's it.
I love it. Thank you, Matt Harmon. You sold it for me. Thank you so much.
David loves pigeon chess.
Oh, pigeon chess.
That's our next T-shirt. That's our next T-shirt, by the way. Pigeon chess.
There are so many times. I want a pigeon playing chess.
I'll make that T-shirt for you. We're gonna make it happen.
It's great. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I want to wear it on the show. What the hell does this thing say? Consistency over time equals
There
success.
you go.
I didn't remember the consistency. word.
Consistency.
Consistency
He's not
over time
consistent
equals
about the
success.
definition of consistency.
Hey, Nick,
I'm not consistent about the amount of alcohol I drink during one of these shows.
Oh, you're consistent with that already.
Dave's missing a lot of memory on this particular show. You may want to check him for a stroke.
It's true.
I
was going to make a political comment about one of our leaders who just had another breakdown on live TV, by the way, who is now running our country. But I'm not getting political. Let's move on. All right, so start on common ground is number 8. Number 9 is have others believe your conclusion is their own. And this is one I've long believed. The more you can get... So you want to pitch an idea, whether it's a business idea, whether it's in the office, whether it's with friends, and you know they're kind of going to like, whatever, I don't want to do that. The more you can get them to believe it's their idea, the more it's going to happen. Don't take credit for it. Let them believe it's their idea and let it flow.
I don't need credit.
Right.
I need execution.
Right.
I don't need credit.
I love this one.
I need revenue.
I've always believed
I don't
this.
need credit.
I've always...
Yes. So I used to work for a person that was very, we're going to say set in his ways.
Yeah.
And I would have to crack the egg a little bit and then start feeding in to where this person thought that this grand idea was their idea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care. All I needed was this thing to execute.
Right. It doesn't matter whose
My
idea
job
it is. It's getting done.
I don't care. He can shout to the echoes of the lonely mountain. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
What I care is
Right.
I'm able now to execute.
So
As long as I don't need it to be my idea, I need to be able to execute the idea.
I'm going to relate this back to it in a slightly different way. The most powerful people in the world. Do you think you actually know their names? No. Do you know why?
So,
Do you know why
I'm
you
gonna
don't know their names? Because they're not taking credit. They're letting other
Yep.
people believe it's their idea. In the meantime, guess what?
Yeah.
This stuff they want to get done, it's getting done.
So somebody asked me, not that terribly long ago, within the past few years, who is the best guitarist of all times?
Most people are going to say
I
Jimi
said,
Hendrix.
you'll never know. I said, a lot of people say Jimi Hendrix. I think he was way too sloppy.
Maybe
I'm
Slash,
much bigger fan.
Eric Clapton. I mean, I'm just saying the most common answers you're going to hear. The most common answers you're going to hear are going to be Eric Clapton.
Those are some common answers. And my response was, you'll never know their name. The most amazing guitarist of all time is going to be a studio artist who does studio or piecework that we never know.
Oh,
we don't know
top
who did
40
that.
music. Guess what? It's not written by the artist. It's written by somebody else who sells it to the artist.
Yeah. I mean, for the headline series would be Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan was crisp, clean. He was very meticulous. But people could argue that Jimi Hendrix had more feeling and intent.
It's the LSD
in his music. Yeah, well, possibly in the acid. But in my opinion, is the greatest guitarist of all time right now. If you were to put somebody up, and if you guys know who this person is, I'm terribly sorry. The Do. The Do is the Do from Omegle.
The Do from Omegle,
which is like a
the
Do from
eagle
Eagle
who flies in the skies above
towards the seagulls on Tuesday.
Yeah, the Do. I know the Do. Who doesn't know the Do?
The Do. The DOO. The DOO.
He's related to Scooby Doo.
He is
cousins of Scrappy Doo. The grandson of
I love
Grampy Doo. And look,
Grampy Doo.
That's a callback.
What kind of bullshit
you know?
Trying
Grampy
to
Doo. It's
kind
a
of
classic.
Grampy Doo. Grampy Doo.
Ruh-roh.
So ruh-roh. So the bottom line is, you know, when you're talking about these things, is
the Doo who watches the show is really annoyed right now. By the way,
yeah, the Doo. Yeah, the Doo is like motherfather. No, this guy is top notch. But I think when you look at things like that, and it's all literally a personal preference of what you think the best is. So
there's
I mean, there's a lot of
it's a little off topic. It's a little bourbony.
Where the
answer.
hell are we?
It's a little bourbony
so,
answer.
So much bourbon. What the hell are we trying to talk about? I don't even remember what we're talking. Oh, beginning common ground. No, that ain't it.
Yeah, where do you think this
that's
lies,
what we're
David?
talking about?
Where do you think this lies?
How the hell did you get me on the do from beginning?
Nobody knows how your
Common
tangents
Ground?
work, David. Nobody but you and the do, apparently. So yeah, begin
Indeed.
on common
Yeah,
ground.
so me and the do, he paid me $5. I had to get his name in the show one time. I had to find a way to make it work.
Begin on common ground and do the do. Okay, so number 9.
And make money.
Number 9 is
Indeed.
wait, no, hey, it's number 9. Have others believe your conclusion. Believe your conclusion is their own.
Yes, is there?
That was number.
That's
that was
where it is. Oh,
so
Jesus.
apparently, if
all right,
you,
it's
if
a lot.
you
I feel a lot better
love
now.
The do, you believe
Dude.
that his conclusions, your conclusions, are his own. How does this relate, David?
If you can, well, so basically, when we talked.
No, make this make sense. I want to hear.
Fuck you, West.
I want to hear your justification.
All right. Here we go. We got to put the sales hat on. I literally cracked my knuckles, but I was talking, so you couldn't hear it. So we're trying to, talk about beginning in the idea that the conclusion is of their own, and we talked about who the best of this and who the best of that was. In my opinion, is the do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell you. Hey, I want you to look at this. I want you to look at Stevie Ray Vaughan. I want you to look at Jimi Hendrix. I want to look at Jimmy Page. And then I want you to look at the do and what this guy can do versus that. And then you are going to come up with the idea that of your own that the do is probably one of the number one guitarists of all times. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. So he's a studio recordist, and go from there. Boom. Nailed it.
Also, David should have been a member of the Spin Doctors, because that's what he's very good at. All right, so
it's what I do.
That's what he do. All right, number 10. Number 10 and final on the list of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People is make people feel important. And this might be one of the most important ones. Make people feel important.
It probably is the number one most important.
Everybody wants to feel important.
It's honestly the easiest thing to do on this
if you're actually paying attention to the other ones, because they all build. That's the funny thing. They all build on each other. And if you're doing all of the others, the other person will feel important. Because
number 10 comes naturally.
Because you remember their name. You're genuinely interested in what they're saying. You're putting them
you're
first.
Giving them praise.
Complimenting them. You're making your ideas feel like you're making them think your ideas are their ideas. They feel important. This comes naturally if you do all of the other things.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not trying to attempt to win an argument from them. They have the subject matter expertise that we want to highlight. We started on a common ground. We're building from that. And, it's really not that hard to make a person feel important. And I cannot stress this enough, that this goes from business to your personal life, to your very personal life, of making another person, that counterpart, feel important.
Unless it's your counterpart is one of those people who likes to be put down, which look, those of us who have been put in the friend zone once or twice have learned that sometimes acting like a jerk actually gets you ahead in life. But not for Kim Howard, because she says, that's wrong. I want to feel comfortable, and making me laugh goes a long way. So, Matt, take note.
I have.
Kim, Matt's taking note.
Don't know what's happening there. I don't know what part of what I said was wrong, because I don't believe I'm wrong in anything. And I'm not. But the bottom line is, when you make a person feel important, when you make that, you literally, it doesn't matter who it is, how high their title is, how low their title may be, when you make a person feel important,
right,
they are going to do so much in the sphere for you.
Well, because
you can't. I mean, it's beyond our ability to be able to calculate.
Well, the interesting thing is, look, people who are high on the totem pole,
mainly because of the amount of bourbon.
people who are high on the totem pole, they automatically expect you to treat them like they're important. So if you don't, they're insulted. People who are low on the totem pole are so used to feeling put down and dejected, and they crave that feeling of importance. So that way, when you do actually treat them, make them feel like they're important, they respect you that much more because they're getting that respect from you that they don't normally feel from other people. And
all right, so Kim says people want to feel important. I disagree. I want to feel comfortable.
All right. So
that's tough. That is very tough because the comfort zone of each individual is very subjective.
Well, and I don't think it's necessarily even. I think the two can work together. I don't think it's necessarily the idea of somebody kissing your ass. I think it's the idea of just feeling respected. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily somebody saying, yes, sir, no, sir. I think it's just feeling respected.
Okay, so let's get rid of important and let's say respected.
What Kim is saying is she doesn't want someone coming up and grabbing her by the shoulders and then shaking her really hard and saying you're important. Because that.
I thought you were going to say she didn't want somebody kissing her ass, and I was going to disagree.
Well, no, everybody likes some good ass kicking.
Kissing.
No, what I.
That was kissing.
Yeah, so don't go up and shake Kim Howard.
So whatever you do, if you see Kim Howard, don't shake her really hard and kiss her ass.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's into, but not that. She wants to feel comfortable.
Right.
That's what you're saying, Matt.
Would not shake her.
She wants to feel comfortable while you're shaking her and kissing her ass.
The show gets weird at this time of the evening.
All gone wrong. Yes, it's all gone wrong. And the place I was going to go is now closed. So now I'm going to make my wife go to Taco Bell.
Wife, go to Taco Bell. Make her feel like it's her idea. David, make her feel like it's her idea.
Hey, it's your idea to go to Taco Bell.
Hey, Nikki, you had a great idea.
I just watched her.
Nikki, you had a great idea by going to Taco Bell.
She goes, and fuck.
Yeah. Hey, Nikki, you had a great idea by going to Taco Bell. You look great this evening, by the way, and I really respect you and your feelings on the subject of Chalupa
I respect
Supremes.
you're getting me Taco Bell.
Exactly. Now you get it.
She's flipping me off.
Am I right?
She is straight up flipping me off.
Hey,
that is what's happening.
Kim, Matt has an inappropriate question for you.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, Kim, inappropriate message for you.
I'm not going to ask her that.
Grilled cheese burrito. I want the chicken grilled cheese burrito sans the rice. I can get rice a lot of other places. I don't need it at Taco Bell. The grilled cheese burrito. You can get the chicken. You can get the beef and the steak. Oh my god!
I had a Crunchwrap Supreme the other night, and I wish I had 3 more.
What is a grilled cheese burrito? Something about shaking?
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh my god!
Is
Crunchwrap Supreme?
It's so underrated. It's so underrated.
I've had Taco Bell one time in my life. Once.
You, my friend.
You have never been kicked out of an Uber with us, sir.
You need to leave, you son of a bitch.
It was so bad.
West and I have not only been kicked out of an Uber,
we've been kicked out of an Uber in Taco Bell line.
We have called another Uber to sit in Taco Bell line.
Hey, we're in the line at Taco Bell. Can you come pick us up and then sit in line with us?
Yeah,
because we're not allowed to walk up to the. We're not allowed to walk up to the window.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't order. We have to be in a car to be able to freaking order. So we need you here. Oh my god, that was so good. That was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know what? I can't hear Matt. To be honest, Kim, right. That's a benefit to you.
Hang on. We got to give Matt some respect here. We got to make this feel like this is Matt's idea. Matt, ask Kim the inappropriate questions.
Kim, when you say you want to feel comfortable, what you're basically saying is you don't want somebody running up to you, grabbing you, and shaking you really hard, and then kissing your ass.
I'm not sure how to take that.
That's
I don't think anybody wants to feel.
I'm not.
I got kicked out.
Kim, did you get kicked out of church because you were running up behind people, shaking them and kissing their ass?
Well, everybody gets kicked out of that. Who hasn't?
I don't know what church you're going to.
You can't.
So the bottom line is from this topic is I got kicked out of church. Okay. All right. Is about making a person feel important. And
Yeah, don't curse
I
out
do
the
this.
preacher.
I do
They don't like
this.
that.
I do this on a daily basis of making a person feel like they are the pinnacle. They are the pinnacle of the paradigm. I need another P so I can call it the triple P, but the pinnacle of the paradigm.
With pickles.
And that is the idea.
Yeah, well, yes
That
and
is
no.
the
Only
idea.
when you're dealing with certain people, though, because I think most people just want to feel respected, which a lot of people, especially in office situations, don't feel
respect
it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
no, they don't. They don't respect. They don't feel respected for their position that they have. They don't feel respected for the contribution. Oh, damn, there it is. There's the word. They don't feel respected for the contribution that they had.
Lack of.
And
or lack of contribution.
But Matt, that's not where we're
not where
going
we're
right
going.
now.
But
So no, that's a good ad in there. How to make somebody make sure they feel they don't need to be the leader. They don't need to feel wildly important.
well, make them feel
but
welcome.
They want accredited. Yeah. They want accredited for their contribution.
Right. How often, especially at work, do you feel like you're just nobody appreciates the work that you're actually doing? How often are you there and you're like, do you even know what I do? And a lot of times they might not.
Kim, what the hell did you say?
She says,
I feel comfortable. I can be, what the hell?
If
Sorry, put that back up here. I got to read it slowly.
If I feel comfortable, I can be myself. But if I feel a certain way, I'm out. And I get that.
Okay. All right. I got it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Even
if
you know what? That's top down.
You're not making her feel comfortable, Matt.
Well, I thought she was talking about masturbating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's talking about
you're
that.
like, hey, I've got this warmed oil over in the corner.
Yeah.
But the lotion on its skin.
Nobody's talking about that. And now that's going to be transcribed into the show forever.
You should see your face.
Kim Howard, I'd like to apologize for Matt Harmon. He's not affiliated with this show at all. He literally just comes over,
not affiliated
drinks
with
my
the
bourbon,
background
and
of my
leaves.
show.
He is not associated with the Underdog Journey, and I apologize for Matt Harmon's conduct and his use of the word masturbation.
Wait, wait, what happened? I missed it.
David,
what's
read
Matt
the transcript
masturbating
later,
about?
David.
Oh, all right, I will. Oh, that's just.
We need a disclaimer on this show, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah. That is why upcoming soon you will find the Bourbon Chats. The Bourbon Chats is everything you love about this show and everything that you wish this show was.
I'm thinking if we
All
do a
those
show like that,
taboo
David,
topics.
I'm thinking if we do a show like that, it should be maybe private and like a private group. I'm not sure it should be a public
No,
thing.
Joe Rogan's not private.
David's, if some of the topics we could get into might get
Is Joe
all
Rogan
of us
private?
barred from careers in the corporate world in the future.
I don't want to go to Korea anyway. It's fine. Wait, actually, I have clients in South Korea, so I need to go to South Korea.
I think some of the topics
North
we could
Korea,
get
I
into
don't
will
wanna
get
go
you
to.
fired, David.
I'm shocked that I haven't been fired yet.
I'm just saying. Look, it actually benefits me if you get fired because then you're going to come work for my company. So that actually does help me. So fair enough.
Oh, it doesn't benefit you because I'm going to come work for your company anyway. I'll do it for free.
Kim Howard says she wants to pick the topic on that show. Maybe that could be something we do on the show. Let the viewers pick the topic.
That
no matter
awesome.
what it is.
All right,
we let them pick the topic.
So here's how we'll do it. We got the Bourbon Chats that will launch at some unknown date right now because, but Jesus,
we might have a few other things going on in life.
Yeah, we got a couple of things in our lives that are going on. So to start yet another live channel, and that's one of the things as well about we talked about the show earlier about Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast. There is a substantial difference between doing a recorded show where you're editing, and if we say the word fuck, we can edit it out. Or if you're on a live show like us, where you're just like, all right, we gotta freaking move with it. It is what it is. And if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. So, and that's what we're going to do. And on the Bourbon Chats, it's a live show. We will be literally tasting and breaking down bourbons.
That's what I'm saying. It might need to be a private group.
We will talk about cigars. So it might be a private group that's something different. It might not even be on YouTube. It might not be on Facebook. It might be on something that gives you a little more liberty.
Rumble is what you're trying to say.
What if
Rumble. Yeah, it might be on Rumble or Tinder. I don't know.
Like you drink bourbon and then you eat hot dogs.
First of all, I don't like the way when you're talking about eating hot dogs. You do this thing.
Like this.
Well, sure, you gotta cup the bun. I get it. I'm not.
Yes. Yes. Oh, this is great. This is great. This is good entertainment.
Drinks
this
the most drinks that ends up drinking the juice. I understand the Bavarian cream dog is very tempting.
So whoever drinks
I've got pictures of West at Chubby's.
No, that's not even fair. That chubby dog is ridiculous.
chubby dog?
The chubby dog.
It's crazy. Oh, we gotta get West.
We
gotta get Harmon.
Because it will be used as blackmail in the future.
Well, you got a tiny mouth, so every hot dog you eat will look like you're, you know.
Itty bitty little hands.
Look, I do have the Carney hands.
Baby hands with your
yes. It's like pop a balloon, win a prize.
All right.
Okay, so we've went through them all. We're going to count them down from number 10 backwards. We're going to say make people feel important. And number 9.
Oh, is this me?
It's right. You.
No, number 9 is have others believe your contributions are their own.
Number 8, begin on common ground. Find a place where you can have a conversation with another that you are on the same plane. Number 7.
Number 7 is don't attempt to win an argument because you'll never win.
Yeah, don't let somebody drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Number 6, be quick to acknowledge your own mistakes. You are not perfect. I am not perfect. And we are going to have problems. There are things that are going to happen. Do not be afraid to, I don't want to say own them, but I would go with own them or accentuate them.
Right. Oh, hey, hang on. Hey, Matt. Hang on. I got to remind my wife to turn off the oven.
It's all gone wrong. Number 5. I'll count them down. I'll continue to count them down.
Business now.
You're trying to figure out how to turn on. While you're trying to turn off your oven, you could have just yelled at Matt like, "Hey, turn off my oven, bro."
I did. He's already gone.
So know the value of charm. Know the value of charm. I mean, it cannot be overstated. You can wildly understate it of how much you can undervalue the level of interaction you can have with a person on a daily basis, even that value of charm. And coming down at number 4, we're talking about being genuinely interested in other people. It's not just a matter of a sales tactic or a fake tactic, because we clearly call out be genuinely interested in another person. So you have to put yourself in that person's shoes and be excited for what that person is excited for. And that is going to bring you a lot of value in and of itself. Not just, and this is win friends and influence people, not necessarily win sales day or bid day. This is win friends and influence people. So being genuinely interested, again, I can't stress enough on the genuinely interested in the other person is going to bring you a just massive value. And number 3.
Oh, I got to bring the screen back up. Number 3 is remember their name, which is my biggest problem. I can never remember anybody's names, and it really does make a big difference.
It's so tough. We love to hear our names, although because of all the things that are scattering around the world, I would weight this one a little less, because I would, once a person remembers my name or I remember a person's name, that means a lot.
It does. It means a lot.
When I can rattle off Dennis Veritek
Yeah.
from the Columbus Hofbrauhaus, it's not because I just did the sell smooth tactics. It's because I took all of these other things matter to me, especially the taking a genuine interest. That is what enabled me to be able to remember that person's name.
And it plays into,
to me, this is wildly important.
And it plays into making the other person feel important. It plays into being genuinely interested in what they're saying. If you remember their name, they feel that. So that
I use people's names in meetings all the times. I'll be like, Jerry, I remember you talking about this right there. And Steve, you were talking about when Jerry said this, and I do it all the time.
Well, yeah,
I do it all the time because it reminds them. But again, I have already assimilated via the Borg. I have already assimilated their ideologies, and their thought and my thought are one.
But you know what? You actually, this ties back to another one of these points. With what you just said, when you're in a meeting and you mention somebody else by name, and hopefully you're mentioning them in a good way, it goes back to the idea of number 2 on this list, which is being generous with praise. Because during a meeting, if somebody gets called out for something great they did, guess what? By name, they feel good about themselves. They feel good about you for doing so.
I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you right there, because this comes up it's nothing that's on our show for tonight. But it is called social credit?
Yeah.
Social credit?
Yeah.
When you are talking with a person in a meeting and you call them out by name, you are now giving them social credit, social viability in that meeting. They now become, because you have referred to them by name toward this, you have given them the SME, the subject matter expert title of this specific this bubble, this agenda. And the value it gets from being able to remember their name and being generous with praise, which is number 2. There's just no way to overstate it.
For them, it feels like a reward.
How you can bring that. Yeah, it's a reward. They are wildly happy about that. They are going to take that with them the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and work towards loftier goals because of it. The value that's in that is remembering their name. And I'm going to tie number 2 and number 3 together here. Remembering their name and being generous with praise is just, I don't know that there's a quantitative value that you can assign to it. It is something that you need to strive every day to master.
Yeah, and it's funny how all of these build on each other. Whether you're going forwards or backwards in the list, they all play well together. It's weird.
Yes, they do. They do them well. And number 1, number 1
on our countdown.
On today's countdown, the top 9 at 9 here on WKEE 100.5 K. Whatever, number 10 at whatever. What the hell I said? I don't know. I'm just making off stuff I remember when I was young. God, it's got to be the hardest.
It is definitely the hardest because we're all so good at complaining.
Absolutely hardest.
We're all so good at complaining.
Yes.
Number 1 is do not criticize, condemn, or complain. And we're all so good at all of those things. We practice those all day, every day. And the internet has only made it 100 times worse.
Oh, yes. Yes, the internet has made it so luckily for me, luckily for me, you piglins and motherfuckers. I don't complain so much on the internet. I complain wildly when I'm in the car driving. So knowing your weak point, when somebody says something or does something stupid on the internet, I usually don't reply to it. I've got that part.
Actually, Jenny Kelson has an interesting question here that I missed because I was looking at my notes. What happens if you aren't good at remembering names, which is my biggest thing? What do you do? How do you practice remembering names?
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough. So there are multiple. That's a damn good. That's all right, Jenny.
Because here's the thing.
Okay, so you have.
Because here's the thing.
That's a wildly good question.
Knows that time when somebody is trying to remember names, so they're going to use when you first meet somebody, they use your name way too often, and you're like, just stop saying my name. You don't actually know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you do it without being obvious about it?
Yeah. So here's what I do. Here, all I can give you is what I do. I don't try. I honestly don't try. I remember the context of the conversation with the person, not necessarily the person's name. I remember the context. I remember what they care about. And then eventually that turns into a name. So I will call and I literally have been cut off in bars because I don't remember names, and I'm like, hey, Jezebel.
Yeah, waitresses hate when you call them random names that aren't their own. They do not like
they don't like that. Yeah, women don't like it when you call them other people's names. I get it. Hey Veronica.
Nope. It's not gonna
So
end well.
my wife, on the other hand, she just yelled what? But the idea is it's oh my God, it's exceedingly tough. So when you are put her comment back up or put her question back up on the screen so I can read it again.
Hey guys, what happens if you aren't good at remembering names?
Remember context.
Fair enough.
Remember,
and then you associate
context.
the name with that context.
Then you will naturally remember. Naturally,
David,
if your mind doesn't automatically, so you will naturally put a name with a context.
So here's my problem, and I think other people will relate. Is somebody tells you their name, you immediately forget. Immediately, like literally, as soon as the words enter your earballs, they're gone. You got nothing. It's gone.
You said balls.
I said earballs. As soon as they enter your brain, it's like poof. It never happened before.
Yeah, as soon as here's like, oh,
that's me.
Because I'm so focused in me. In me, I'm so focused on what the. This is why I say it this way, because I'm so focused on what the context. I care so much more about what you care about than me remembering your name.
I'm going to use that next time.
I need to know what you care about. I need to know what keeps you awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. I need to know what wakes you at 6 o'clock in the morning. I need to know what it is that stresses you. The context of the conversation is so much more important to me than your name. I will get your name eventually. Once I get it, I will absolutely never forget it.
I have a slightly different tactic. Jenny.
All right,
slightly different tactic.
Let's so we got Dave's tactics. So we got Ryback's tactic on the left, and we've got Harry Potter tactic on the right. Let's go. What do you got here? What do you got, Harry Potter?
I'm not saying David's wrong. I'm just saying that if a different,
it works for
on a different plane of understanding, for mere mortals, if usually when somebody introduces themselves and you immediately forget their name, typically. Right after that happens, you're like, oh shit, I don't remember who I'm talking to. What is this person's name? I have no idea. I'm too embarrassed to ask now. At the end of the conversation, introduce yourself again. They will do the same in most cases. And then, because you're remembering that you forgot their name the first time, you're probably going to remember it the second time. So that is something that I've done. Hey, by the way, again, my name is West.
You have underestimated my power.
Hey, no, by the way, it was great meeting you. My name is West. Just one more time, because now you're reminding them what your name is, because you want them to think that you want them to remember you. So they're going to reciprocate in most cases and say, "Oh, hey, yeah, my name is John. It was great meeting you, West." Guess what? You just got
that is a good tactic. That is a good tactic if you can remember it. Via two or three.
Well, because
iterations.
I always forget. I always remember right after they told me their name that, oh crap, I forgot their name immediately. And then I'm always paranoid afterwards. So at the end of the conversation, get the name one more time. And then use the name after they give it to you the second time. John, it was great meeting you, man. Thank you again. Awesome conversation.
So I love the approach of it all depends on, because I do most of my contacts, my face-to-face stuff. I do it, face-to-face.
Better than the alternative, man. Better than the alternative.
So yeah. So, butt to butt is
no,
just,
David,
it
don't.
Real
You're not
weird.
supposed to say it. Don't say it out loud.
So So I shake hands with him. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names.
That's it. Yeah. Just let
Terrible
people know
names.
because you know what? Most people
Hey,
will also relate
I struggle
to
with
that.
names, but context, I have. There are certain people out there who have an amazing grasp of names. And congratulations to you. You have a step above
That's a
us.
skill. Yeah.
Mere mortals, as Wes loves to say when referring to me. But you have a step above us. You have a name. You have a way to contact with them. But to be straight out honest, I would rather connect with person on a context than a name.
Well, sure. But the thing is, later when you're trying to think of the person's email or their text, or even if you want to talk to the person who is a mutual friend, you can then say, "Hey,
Acquaintance.
what was that dude's name? I don't remember who I was talking to."
Was that you saying? Was I saying?
Instead, you can say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it was,
Yeah.
Pete. I don't know,
Eric.
yeah, Eric, Jenny. It
Eric.
was
Eric.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jenny's the one who had to comment.
it was
Where are we at? Oh, this one.
Kim Jong Un. It was, I don't know who it was, but the thing is there are lots of ways to get the name the second time.
Kim Jen-un. Kim Jen-un. Congratulations, Jen. You have now been elevated to a dictator of North Korea.
Good luck. I hear great things.
Best of luck to you.
Great things.
Yes, good things are going to happen to you over there.
All right. The show is continuing to go downhill.
Yeah, it's gone downhill.
10,
so we went through the top
10 takeaways from Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and it is a great book. I highly recommend going to Half Price Books at least and getting a copy. It's a great book.
You got to get it. You got to get it.
Get the audiobook.
Yeah, audiobook. I love audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks all the time. I read books, not as much as I should, but there's a lot there. And I will tell you, if you have, and most of you do, a Dale Carnegie class that you can take.
A lot of companies offer these for free, by the way, in the leadership courses. Yes. A lot of companies offer them for free. So.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I can literally look back to I don't want to say day because the course was more than a day. But to the very specific class that I took that literally changed my trajectory. And it was Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
It was the Dale Carnegie class.
And when you take the classes from an instructor who knows what they're talking about, it's so much better than the way that we're presenting.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. So we do
okay.
If you and I were to be actually, that would be a great
business. You start a business of being,
so yeah,
Carnegie
that would
instructors.
actually be a really good thing that we became Dale Carnegie instructors. That would be free. We would be some of the most badass Dale Carnegie instructors across the country. But the bottom line is, if you get a chance to get into it, do it. Absolutely do it. Go do it. If you have to pay for it yourself, still go do it.
It's worth it.
I would have spent more than double, triple, quadruple, 5 times is a little bit too much. But double, I would have paid out of my own pocket to be where I am now. Yeah. And I got to give credit to all of it back to the original Dale Carnegie class that I took.
Right.
That was, I was already outgoing. I was already shaking hands and kissing babies. I was already all of these things.
I was shaking babies and kissing hands.
That's it. It'll get you in line. Yeah. It shows you how to leverage you.
Right.
It shows you how to sell you. I no longer sell product A or product B. I don't do that. I sell me. I don't market this program or that program. I market me.
Right.
And Dale Carnegie is the one that laid the path in order for me to be able to do this. It is probably one of the absolute most valuable lessons, with the exception of a couple of Freemason things that we've done that have just been wildly valuable. Valuable.
Yeah.
So, get it in your area, do it, Dale Carnegie, at bare minimum, like Wes said, wait a minute, I gotta get your baby picture back up
It's
here.
I was a
There it is. Like Wes,
I was a mutant of a
Wes
child.
said,
For some reason, David likes to talk to my sister, and get pictures of me as a child. So super weird.
She sent it over to me free of charge today. Thank you very much.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I was a mutant of a child. I had the Spaceballs haircut, and it worked. Look, I pulled it off.
She said, if you ever have need of for an awesome picture, an awesome West picture, here you go. Look at this. And I immediately said, sold. I am going to find a way to get this on the podcast.
So again, also, why are you even talking to my sister, David?
David,
it's
just things and stuff, man.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, you're both married.
I'm not judging. She's sending me the freaking pictures of you, bro.
Well, she and I look. Look a lot alike. Take
you do not look anything alike. She looks amazingly cute, and you look like dog puke. Okay, move on with life. Look, get over it.
I'm not judging your preferences. I'm just saying you have good taste. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not judging your preferences. I'm just saying the next time we have a hotel room, we're getting two.
Yeah, like the time we went to the hotel in West Virginia, and you tell the clerk at the desk, we don't need it for the whole night. We just need to use this.
I just said, we only need it for about an hour.
We just need the room for an hour.
And all we need is the shower
and the use of the shower. Thanks, David.
The look
on the hotel clerk's face was. I shouldn't have even said anything. I should have just been like,
he will go to the rest of his life laughing about that event. And to me, that makes him feel important.
There you go.
Which feeds into our Dale Carnegie class night. Oh my God, Steve.
I can be Steve.
I don't care. I made it up. Don't ask me what somebody's name is. I don't even have a clue what your sister's name is.
That's true. Fair point. I barely know her name.
Yeah. We were on here earlier. I'm like, hey, what the hell is your sister's name?
The one you've been talking to?
I don't remember her name. Yeah. No. She sent it to me today.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The one that you've been talking to. You don't even know her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all of the ladies who talk to David, that should tell you something.
That is how he is. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, David, are we doing the show on Thursday next week? I know you have some commitments.
I believe we should be broken free. If I can't make it on time, I will be in late. But we should be good to go for Thursday at 8 p.m. Should be our standard.
Moving forward, that's our new time. Thursdays at 8.
That's our new time. Thursdays at 8. I think that hits almost the must-see TV of back in the 90s. For us, we want people, most people have reported back to us and said, hey, we like your shows when they go later. We like to log on and be part of it. And Thursdays at 8, I think, fills that gap the most.
That's our new time. So he says must-see TV. I've been Urkel. He's been Balky. And we will see you guys if you get the reference.
Balky
you're welcome.
I love it.
If you get the reference, you're welcome. We will see you guys next week.
All right.
was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.